Okay. Yes, okay, sir. I invite Tikshana Liange, former principal and deputy head of aesthetic department at Sussex College Network, Sri Lanka, to present his paper on usage of the performing arts in English language classroom. Now I invite our next presenter, An Duc from Vietnam. Up next, I invite our next presenter, Amia Sarkar from Bangladesh. Up next, I invite Nandini Jumuk from Mauritius to share the stage with the delegates. I request R.P. Singh sir once again to speak a few words of enlightenment for all of us before starting our paper presentations.
Technically, when the session has started, so we should hear patiently to our speakers. And we have four scholars. They are masters of their art in their own right. I have watched them for years, and I have interacted with them. They're all scholars of their own subject. So they shall be talking to you. They shall be sharing their experience. While in informal discussion with them, I advised them that they should not go for the hardcore academics. Since this is a cultural event, so they are going to share many observations, their practical observations, and they shall be sharing their versions on different visions of culture. So it is always prescriptive, and one should not speak on the versions of the scholars because they have their own researches. They shall be presenting their own researches. But I will give them some technical advice that when you are going to present your paper, first of all, you have to put forward your research questions. What has been your conviction before you plan to carry forward your research? How are you going to communicate, and how you have explored different trajectories of research? That is the paper today. And then it is also expected from you all to share what is the contribution of this in the existing domain of knowledge, what is the newness that you are going to share with us. So thank you so much, the organizers, for inviting me, and I, on behalf of the delegates, I also thank you for, and I think now we should start our presentation. First of all, they will make their presentation, then there will be some dialogue with the audience. Learned audience are there, and they may ask some questions to them. This is the practice, usual practice that we are going to have. So first of all, we should invite Mr. Tikshana. I will speak about Tikshana. I have seen him. He conducted a workshop, madam, for some 7 days, and he taught English language through dance steps. He was performing, and during 1 week's time, he taught the audience how to dance and how to learn English. This is the value, and so let's see our speaker, Mr. Tikshana Lingai.
Can we shift to the presentation? Good afternoon, everyone. As I'm a dancer, so I'll not be go the
मिलिए लखनऊ विश्वविद्यालय के एक ऐसे छात्र से जो कि यहाँ पे पढ़ने वाले छात्र छात्राओं को डांस, म्यूजिक और ड्रामा के जरिए इंग्लिश सिखा रहे हैं। श्रीलंका के रहने वाले नुवान तिक्शना लियानगे लखनऊ विश्वविद्यालय से मास्टर्स इन आर्ट्स एंड एजुकेशन कर रहे हैं। जी हाँ, इस साल इनका फाइनल ईयर है। 2020 में इन्होंने यहाँ पर एडमिशन लिया था। आपको ये भी बता दें कि यह छात्र एक बेहतरीन क्लासिकल डांसर भी है। इसके साथ ही तिक्शना एक बेहतरीन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज टीचर भी हैं। जी हाँ, अपने क्लासिकल मूव्स और इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करते हुए इन्होंने छात्र छात्राओं को कठिन से कठिन इंग्लिश शब्द भी चुटकियों में सिखा दिया है।
मतलब मैं I'm a classical dancer, I'm a Kathak dancer, I'm a trained Kathak dancer, and also I'm an English language teacher. So I thought of like why can't we merge that two together? ये दोनों मिल गया तो क्या क्या कर सकते? Because the main thing in Asia, the most of the students they know English, but the problem is the lack of confidence. As a performer, dancer, we have performed in front of many people. That means we don't have that problem of confidence. We have the confidence. That is the reason we can perform well. उसी तरीके से अगर हम इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज टीचिंग क्लास में ये कर सकते तो वो हम सिखा सकते, कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे ले आ सकते। एंड द अदर पॉइंट इज दिस इज़ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. The dance, drama, music, these are the things that people love to hear. You won't feel that you are spending time or you are wasting time even, right? So that's the reason mainly education should be interesting. So that is the main motto behind this research, that we can bring that interesting arts to English language teaching, that they will learn something with fun.
आपको हैरानी होगी जानकर कि तिक्शना अष्टनायिका जो कि एक नाट्य शास्त्र है उसके जरिए छात्र छात्राओं को इंग्लिश सिखा रहे हैं। कमाल की बात यह है कि
Okay, I think that is enough. Then we will move to the thing. Thank you so much. Yeah. So as I started with you, I'm a dancer, so I just need this space. And in front of this all the giant speakers, I'm taking the permission to speak on performing arts, the role of performing arts in English language teaching and learning. Before that, I have kept something under your chairs. Can you go and check what it is? I have kept something under your chairs. Guys, I'm talking to these students of... I have kept something under the chairs. Can you take it? No, it was just a flexible exercise to start with. See, let's make this very easy, flexible, and entertaining, because in the art of performing arts, we have three main things: entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. So that's what we are going to do. What is the major thing of this performing arts? Why performing arts is important in English language teaching? If I ask you, can you speak in English? Yes, you will say. Even today, I was having a conversation with Amia. When we get speakers who dominate us, so then we lose our confidence. Then we stuck there. Then we don't know what to say. Who cares? Like, if even the Modi ji comes here, I will do the same thing. Because Modi ji is Modi ji, he's running the country, but I am Teekshan Aliyanage, I'm running the stage. So you have to have the confidence. That is the very first thing. What I find in most of the speakers, the very first one is lack of confidence, lack of vocabulary, lack of practice. If I connect that to the dancing, that is the same thing what we do. We learn the art, we practice, and therefore we develop the confidence. That is the connection between these two. So if I start, can we go with the presentation? Can I have someone to, yeah. Yeah, next, go fast. Yes, this one is really important. In his whole life, man achieves nothing so great and so wonderful as what he achieved when he learned to talk. So we all have a language. Suppose we are coming from different countries, 15 countries, in India, 16 countries. So we have different languages. And the hilarious part is down there. In the Old Testament, the diversity of languages is explained as a punishment from God. It is really true. Suppose we don't know English, we don't have a common language to speak, what are we going to do? But one thing is there, we have the movements, we have the non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication plus communication makes the speaker a better one. Moving to the next. So why it is English important today? Because it's a lingua franca, international language, official language, medium of study, so many things. Moving to next, just keep going. Yeah, because I have only 10 minutes. It's okay. It happens. The technical issues while dancing also. So we get stuck and we wait till the sound plays. Yes. It's okay, yaar. Yeah. So I talked about this. Moving ahead. Forms of communication. Go ahead. Functions of languages, we know what are the functions of language. What I'm trying to next slide, please. Nonverbal, go ahead. Okay, this one. Why this part is important? When we communicate, 93% of the nonverbal communication works than 7% of verbal communication. So what we try to do through our performing arts, we try to develop the both. For an example, sir, Go ahead. Yeah. So Noonan asserts that having good vocabulary is crucial for the success of the language learners because vocabulary is important for spoken and written competence. And then this one, this pyramid or cone of learning, we all know that how we can grab something. 10% like hearing, reading, but when it comes to images, videos, demonstration, we can easily understand, right? Just think about our old boring English classrooms that we always used to bunk, right? Guys, are you all agree with me? The last benchers, are you listening to me or not? Sure? Yes, because I'm not a speaker that will say something and go. Because I'm a dancer, I will take you with my journey. So what I'm asking, have you ever bunked your English classes? Why? Boring? Boring? Is that the reason or easy? Boring, right? have.
The organizer of the event, ma'am, is a professor of English.
Oh, no, no, I'm talking about the school days, guys. Not today. School days. Have you bunked the classes in the school days? Yes, why? Boring? Easy. Who said easy? No problem. So, I mean, have you ever thought of a dancing teacher in your English classroom? No, right? So this is the first time. So that's what I'm trying to bring that. If I have to, now through my presentation, through my experiment, I taught Ashtanayika. Now Ashtanayika is a part of Natya Shastra, which Bharata Muni talks about the ladies. And in love, what are the connections that they have? What are the emotions that they go through? So we have one Naika, Kandita. Kandita, her heart is broken into pieces because her lover promised to come at the night time, but he didn't turn up. Instead, he was with someone else. So, yeah, it's common. Okay. I'm telling about the Bharata. See, Bharata Muni says in that time, huh? This is not something new. So what? Come on, guys, come with the emotion. So she is offended, she is unhappy, and she is reprimanding for his infidelity. Can I get someone to hold this mic? Rishikesh, thank you. So, yes, when I say her heart is broken into pieces and she was waiting. नहीं छोड़ दो बेटा हम ऐसे. So can you people hear me? Yes, good. I have a good voice also. My voice is very bad, but you can hear. So her heart is broken into pieces, and she's angry. Now when I say angry, you already know angry, but think about the small kid. Angry is a new word for them. So when I say angry, from my face they understand. Oh, offended. What is the meaning of offend? That means when you get upset or angry because of someone's action. So when offend, I can show. Or reprimanding. Like I disapprove someone's wrong action. So I'm reprimanding. Through that action, what happens? They register the word. They register the word and they learn because I'm performing. So it is not important that all the English teachers to become dancers. Because we can use other resources also. Suppose I am not a good dancer, so I can bring a dance teacher over here. At the same time, even learner. I'm telling you, today my discussion is not about me doing dancing and improving your English. It is about you finding what is the way that you can improve. Right? I am a Bollywood movie buff. Right? I am here because of Shah Rukh Khan and Kajol. Right? I used to watch DDLJ, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai during my childhood, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is India. And I landed in Kolkata, and I saw garbages everywhere. So that is something different. But I love Bollywood today. I hate the people who say boycott Bollywood. But why? The reason is, I listen to all the interviews of them. I watch their interviews, all copy with Karan. Right? But the idea is, the language they use, the language they speak. You have to find an interesting way to learn the language. Because the language is the way how you express yourself. If you don't
into the practice of interdisciplinarity and our new National Education Policy 2020, we are going into different other cultural texts to come to our classroom to interpret our subjects. And I think by dance and other performances, we can develop the faculty of suprasegmental features in our students. Thank you so much for this. And now this is open for discussion. Quickly, a couple of questions you may ask. If any comment is there, any question is there, that is most welcome.
सही सवाल पूछना.
सवाल हमेशा सही होता है, जवाब गलत होता है. हाँ.
Okay. So is there anything to ask? Yes.
How will you implement your dance
Please
with
come.
mentally disabled children?
Okay, that's a good question because that was one of the limitations also in the experiment that we do, because we are trying to bring the inclusive classrooms. Today we are talking about the inclusivity. So we cannot make all the disabled or mentally retarded kids dancing. But I need to tell you, in Sri Lanka we did one project that we all got this mentally retarded kids and we make them dance. And for them, their brain works in dancing and music rather than the other things, right? So in that case, we can use them. But when it comes to disabled kids, we cannot help them, but definitely we can make dance in front of them to make them happy and therefore learning. So it is not always we are dancing or they are dancing. We are using the dance as a medium only. So either the learner or the teacher. Yes? I hope that is satisfactory enough. Yeah. Anything
Please
else?
come. So we can use such practices in our research also. We can write some case studies and we can develop that into a research paper. Thank you so much for your presentation. And the next speaker is?
Our next presenter is Anju from.
An.
Our next
Yeah, An.
Our next presenter is Anju from Vietnam to present his paper.
Paper on Impact of Indian Culture on Vietnam, a Practical Analysis. Mama.
Anjuk is a very serious scholar of Buddhism, and he believes in spirituality, and I have known him, and he believes and practices everything. Over to you.
Yes, namaskar. Respected Professor Abhi Singh.
Ma'am has requested us say hello in Vietnam in your language.
Yeah, xin chào. Xin chào. Hello. In Vietnamese language. Respected Professor Abhi Singh, Director International Student Affairs of Lucknow University, chairperson of our section today. Respected on teachers, professors in Sri Ram Swarup Memorial University, on faculty members and dear friends from international hostels. So first of all, I would like to take opportunity to say thanks to Professor Abhi Singh and organizers for giving me an opportunity to share my views on this very special international conference on cross-cultural seminar workshop in this university. So first of all, I would like to share about my view why I come to India. First of all, I want to come to India to study Sanskrit. Sanskrit is very important language because in the 4th, 7th century we have a Farsen, Xuan Chan, and Yi from China. They come to India to learn Sanskrit, and they change on most of the important sutras discussed from Buddhism into Chinese. And that's the reason why now we can preserve the Buddhist teachings, because in the 13th century, we have the Muslim come in India and destroy all the things, documents, materials in India, and we preserve it. And in the 20th century, we have the most venerable Dr. Thich Chau. He also came to India and tried to learn Pali and collect all the important sutras in Buddhism in Pali. And he considered as the second Xuan Chan in Vietnam. He tried to translate all the important Phanikayas in Buddhism from Bali into Vietnamese. That's the reason why now I come here to Sanskrit, because in Vietnam there are a few Sanskrit scholars. Is maybe field. That's why I try to learn this important Sanskrit. So today I try to share with you about the impact of Indian culture on Vietnam. Maybe we try back to history, how the connection, how the links between Vietnam and India. So you know the contact of India and Vietnam has a long history and have many dimensions: cultural, commercial, and especially religion. Next, religion. So many factions of cultural, religious, and commercial interaction between the two countries have been traced from the archaeological investigation in India as well as in Vietnam. And we have literary sources also found to have a link and connection between Vietnam and India. First of all, we mentioned about the trade. We have the two routes for trade, the maritime and overland. This primary means for not only promoting the material transaction, but also provided opportunity to reach religion, culture, artistic influence from one part of the globe to other parts. So India has a long maritime trade history. Now we have many archaeology findings, and basically from the South India, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, because from there they went by boat to the Vietnam, and from there we have many priests, many monks there from there for preaching and from spread the Buddha teachings in Vietnam. And the findings of number of pottery, sculptures, inscriptions, and other materials of Indian origin in Vietnam, many we can find. And in Vietnam is the S-shaped country, So we have the coastal lines here. So when the boater, the maritime traders come with the priests, with monks, they can interact on the lands, the coastal laws, many beaches there. That's why we have many archaeological findings there. So now we mentioned about the two important religions in India, Hinduism and Buddhism, because in Vietnam we have a Champa kingdom. The Champa kingdom, when the India spread the two religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, and the Cham people and Vietnamese, they are very happy, delighted to welcome new religions because they're peaceful. This is one of the two peaceful religions over the world. And from the history, we never have find any saint fighting from Buddhism with other. So Buddhism is considered one of the most beautiful religion of the world. And it appears that the Buddhism was introduced into Vietnam, particularly in the northern Vietnam, by the monks who came from India and also China by land and by the sea. And we have two named monks who already come to Vietnam at that time, Mahachivaka and Kushada, arrived to the Lý Lâu. Lý Lâu is the capital of Vietnam at that time, at the 2nd century AD. And in 6th century AD, we had once Indian monk Vinadiruchi. He came to spread the Jain meditation. So we have this guy is considered the founder of meditation, Vinadiruchi in Vietnam. It's very important. So we adopt to the practice of the teaching of Buddha through the meditation. That's why meditation is one of the most important practice in Vietnam nowadays. Nowadays we have Vipassana, like from Guan Kai Chi and from different traditions, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia. But the meditation from Vinadaruchi is another part is very important in Vietnam. That's why I try to link the religion and link the peaceful practice of Buddha. And nowadays, we have a more link and connection, cooperation between Vietnam and India. In 1954, we have an Indian Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru. He came to Vietnam and met our President Ho Chi Minh. And we had the first contact in the 20th century. And in 1992, we tried to upgrade more commercial, economic ties and everything, including military ties between the two countries. In 2007, our Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng also came to Vietnam and tried to get India as the strategic partnership, the country. In 2016, 6 years ago, our Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to Vietnam. And that's the time important for the two countries become comprehensive strategic partnership. So the Vietnam India now totally cooperate on kinds of dimensions: culture, religion, trade, economy, and everything. That's why recent years we have many exchange of education. So I come here under ICCR scholarship. This is also very important for the cooperation between the two countries. So nowadays, many Buddhist monks and nuns, and especially Buddhist followers groups, come to Vietnam to visit around on the Buddha sites like Bodh Gaya, Vaishali, Rajagi, Saravati, Varanasi, and especially in Lumini in Nepal, but in the past also belong to the India. So now we have the very strong links between the two countries, and India and Vietnam. So today just share the the cross-cultural communication. We try to cross the border. The border is not important. Border is not important. The important is thought. Important is peaceful. Important is practice. And practice of Buddha teachings, practice of other religious leaders, any kind of religions, any kind of peaceful teachings from our world. Thank you very much for your listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. On, for charting out the trajectories of similar thinking, similar patterns in two countries. And now this is open for discussion. If anybody has any question or comment, most welcome.
I just want to make
Yeah, yes.
I told her I was lucky to have gone to Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh and other South Vietnam 2 years back.
Yes.
And a very beautiful country with beautiful people, very peaceful, very hardworking. And yes, one could see the so many commonalities between the Indian culture and Vietnam. So very beautiful country for those who have not been there. Very nice.
And he's the epitome of those values, ma'am. Yeah, he's such a decent guy. Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for presentation. Next.
Gan Hum Anduk for this enlightening presentation. Moving forward, I ask your attention towards the presentation on what makes Bengali culture stand out by Amia Sarkar from Bangladesh.
Amia is basically an engineer. He is he talks much about his culture and. So you have a 50? Okay. I think he will sing something from Rabindra Sangeet. Yeah. The other students are there. So,
That's tomorrow, ma'am. The singing program. Yeah, I know that.
Okay. Okay, we'll go back.
Namaskar, everyone. Yeah, that sounds familiar. That might sound familiar to you all because, it's Namaskar everywhere in India, right? But it also everywhere in Bengali culture. Okay, that's how we Bengali people greet, especially in the Hindu community. They are also my Muslim brothers. They use their words in religional way, like Assalamu alaikum, something like that. My pronunciation might not be correct, so sorry for that. And also very common sentences. I want to speak about 2 common sentences. That is, Kemun achen? Hopefully you all are familiar with that. Yeah, hopefully you all are doing great. Apnara shobai bhalo achen, etai asha korchi. Darun achen. You are doing fantastic, right? Yeah. And already my brother from Sri Lanka, Thikshana, and my brother from Vietnam. I'm sorry, brother, I don't pronounce your name in a correct way. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing name. But by the way, you have got a nice name. No doubt about that. And that's about greetings that we Bengali people greet. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah, my main point is what makes Bengali culture stand out. Okay. I have already mentioned that you might find a lot of similarities between Indian culture and Bengali culture because because Bengali culture also happens to be a part of Indian culture. Okay, it's a part of Indian culture. And before 1947, India happens to be a part of, Bangladesh happens to be a part of India as well. So there is no doubt you will find a lot of similarities. That might make my presentation a little bit boring to you, but I'll try my best to, not making my presentation boring. Okay. So first of all, I will be talking about my language. Bengali language has a glowing history, so definitely I'll talk about that. And artistic taste of Bengali people. Bengali peoples are famous for their artistic taste, both in songs, literature, poems, and things like that. And definitely I'll talk about traditional clothing, and you will also find some familiarity between Indian, culture with Bengali culture. And then festival foods, and I will also have some reasonable reasons to experience Bengali culture at least once in a lifetime. I mean, in your lifetime. Those who have not experienced yet. Okay, next, can we? Yeah. Let's talk about the Bengali language. First of all, Bengali language has a really glowing history. But after getting independent, I'm talking about India, after just 1947, there were two parts. India, got into two parts. One was India and another one was Pakistan. But Pakistan has its own two parts, that is West Pakistan and East Pakistan. And East Pakistan is Bangladesh right now. But just after the independence in 1947, West Pakistan started torturing Bengali people, East Pakistani people, and language has its own effect. Okay, they've pressurized us to use Urdu in place of Bangla. Like, it's our basic right to use our mother tongue, but we were not given that basic right even. So Bengali people were ready to give everything they have to secure Bengali language as their mother tongue. And as a result, in 1952, in the day of 21st of August, I'm a bit nervous. 21st February, 40 protesters got killed just to, settle Bengali as our mother tongue. And speaking on their mother tongue is everyone's basic right, but we had to give our lives to secure our language to use in our daily life. But finally, Bengali became our mother tongue, and in the year 1999, UNESCO recognized that and proclaimed Bengali language, 21st February as the International Mother Language Day. And now, this day, which is 21st February, is celebrated all over the world as International Mother Language Day, which is definitely a proud thing for us. And yeah, thank you. And today, more than 98% Bangladeshi people speak Bangla, and Bangla is also a really popular language in India. According to Wikipedia, Bengali is the second widest used language in India, and arguably the sweetest language also. Like, when I talk to my Indian friends in Bengali, sometimes they ask me to say some phrases, say some words in Bengali. They find it really interesting, and the statistics shows that arguably Bangla is the sweetest language in the world. Hello? You hearing me? Bengali is the sweetest language in the world. So I'm really lucky to have that language as my mother tongue. And I'm happy to say that over 350 million people are using Bengali as their native language, which makes it 5th in the world. Okay, that was about language. Let's go. Yeah, these are the people I was talking earlier. More than 40 people got killed during the protest to secure our language as the mother tongue. Rafiq Shafiq Jabbar, and two other, I forgot the name, but there are many other people who sacrifice their life for the sake of language. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, next, literature and songs. Language is closely connected with the literature and songs. And when I am talking about Bengali literature and songs, there is no way I cannot mention, I don't mention Rabindranath Tagore. That's why the picture is in the background of the slide. Rabindranath Tagore, and he also happens to be the first person from India to get Nobel Prize. And also that was in literature. And Bengali literature is popular all around the globe. Those people who once get the taste of Bengali literature, Bengali art, they never go away. They have to stick with that. That's the power it has. And songs, yeah, of Rabindranath Tagore himself written more than 2,000 songs. So all of those are very popular, by the way, in Bengali culture as well as from other culture around the globe. There are a lot of translation of the songs. And the writing for what Rabindranath Tagore got Nobel Prize in 1913 was Gitanjali. I think many of you are knowing that, Gitanjali. And that was translated by himself in English and naming song offerings. Yeah, next slide, please. These are the some other popular writers from Bangla. They are very famous name, like Kazi Nazrul Islam, which happens to be who happens to be the national poet of Bangladesh. Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, Bidyasagar, Joshimuddin, Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, Michael Madhusudan Datta, who is also very famous, and I am lucky to have him as my neighbor. I mean, his house is kind of 5 kilometers away from mine. So yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, traditional clothing. Very familiar, I think, dhuti, Punjabi, lungi, shari. I mean, all the female faculty members are wearing shari, so it's very common. And shari did not originate from Bengali culture, but now it's a really, really important part of Bengali culture. Like when I'm talking about clothing about Bengali women, there is nothing much but sari to talk about. So yes, that is there. And dhuti, you can see, I think everybody aware of the thing that what is dhuti. But for my international brothers and sisters, dhuti is the thing that the avatar is wearing in that slide. And sari is, you can see everywhere. Yeah, that's it. Next slide, please.
What is Punjabi, please?
Uh-huh.
Explain to the audience what is Punjabi.
Okay, Punjabi, sorry. Thank you, ma'am. As I have already said, I'm a bit nervous, so I'm skipping some of those. Yeah, Punjabi is the exact thing that avatar is wearing. It's a, kurta, kind of kurta. Yeah, similar to kurta. But this lungi is something like who here have not listened to the song Lungi Dance? I think there is no one here. Huh? Yeah, kind of. It's not exactly lungi, but yeah, very close to lungi. And and the difference between dhuti and lungi is basically the way of wearing it and also the color. Dhuti is basically white in color and lungi is... Okay. And we can see the connection between our culture. Like brothers from Sri Lanka, I'm from Bengali culture. Everybody knows, like he's wearing the lungi kind of a thing, right? So we can find the connections between ours. Okay. Tradition. Okay, today is 23rd of September. Durga Puja is starting on 1st of October. So when I'm talking about Bengali culture, Bengali cultural or basically the festival, Durga Puja tops the list. Okay, Durga Puja tops the list. And maybe you have seen a Durga Puja event in Lucknow also, but it's nowhere close the experience you can get if you go to the Kolkata in the Durga Puja time. Like it's nowhere close. So I wanted to be there in this Durga Puja, but sadly I have mid-semester paper, so it's a sad thing for me, sad reality. And then Pohela Boishakh. Pohela Boishakh is the first day of Bengali calendar, and we celebrate it with our other cultural elements like our traditional foods. I will talk about that later on.
Would you mind singing a song? Just sing a song quickly and
Okay,
something from Rabindra Sangeet.
Ravindra Sangeet. Okay, I will do that. I'll do that. And Eid and Vilespet, these are the main festivals we celebrate. Okay, so let's sing a song as Sir is requesting me to do that. Okay, tomorrow I will sing a Rabindra Sangeet also, but I'm not singing that song because I want to keep it secret. Okay, so it's also a Rabindra Sangeet, very popular Rabindra Sangeet. পুরানো সেই দিনের কথা পুরানো সেই দিনের কথা ভুলবি কি রে হায় ও সেই চোখের দেখা প্রাণের কথা সে কি ভোলা যায় পুরানো সেই দিনের কথা ভুলবি কি রে হায় ও সেই চোখের দেখা প্রাণের কথা সে কি ভোলা যায় That was it, and yeah, it's one of my favorite Rabindra Sangeets, and it means that Rabindra Sangeet was actually remembering the past days he had, like past memories. I mean, the songs are something you can't translate, right? So, but still, you need to know the lyrics, and you need to listen to the song. Then only you can understand the feelings of that song. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I don't need to say a word for this. You guys are already aware of the fact. Rasgulla, but besides, another two thing is mach bhat, machli bhat. Okay, that thing I'm really missing here in Lucknow because I find it really hard to find a machli bazaar. Macher jhol bhat. Okay, online, yeah, I have ordered online, but it's fine. It's really hard to find raw fish in the market, at least where I live, in Jankipuram extension. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, that's how it looks. Especially the fish you see in the picture is hilsha, ilish fish, which happens to be our national fish, okay? And yeah, it's again taste. Like songs, I can't explain the taste in words. But I inspire you all to taste at least once in lifetime this fish, hilsha. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, finally, what? Any questions? Okay, finally. This is actually the final slide, and it's an invitation. It's an open-hearted invitation. I want you all to taste Bengali literature, at least these three things: Bengali literature, recipes, Bengali dishes, and festivals. I promise you, none of you will regret it. None of you will regret after tasting these things. Okay. And yeah, that was it. And I especially want to thank to the Department of Humanity and Social Science for organizing this event. It was really nice being with you. And also all those persons who are in the picture and also behind the picture for arranging this event. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your lively presentation, and you have shared about the culture of Bengal. And we are very much familiar because in Lucknow we have a large population. Ma'am Professor Seema Sarkarji is our colleague, and she is from a Bengali family. And many of us, yeah. Amia, listen.
Where I live, plenty of live fish.
Yes.
So next time you're there or you stay here, stay, you're most welcome to come home.
Okay.
I should have live fish and recipes also. I'm fond of fish curry.
I think there is no There is no further question, comment. Yeah, yes, ma'am, please. Most welcome.
Actually, you said that first when you came to India, you landed in Kolkata. So I just wanted to ask you, you were exposed to this side of Bengali culture and language and everything. Did you find any difference?
It was.
Hello. First of all, my brother from Sri Lanka mentioned it, but the statement stays the same. I also landed Kolkata for the first time, so I can answer for him on behalf of him. First thing is, yeah, there are differences. The first difference I saw when I entered India is like Kolkata and Bangladesh are very similar, like if not identical, very similar. But when I entered Kolkata for the first time, I saw the color taste, difference in color taste. People over there, the color, like it's difficult to explain, but I have been there in Bangladesh for more than 20 years. But when he entered Kolkata, which happens to be really close in culture to Bangladesh, I found the color taste of Indian people and maybe the West Bengal people is totally different, and everything looked different to me. And second thing was the way of speaking, accent. We all know that like there are a lot of accents in Hindi as well, in English as well. That happens to really normal, little dictionary typed. Okay, and I liked it, and I started copying it from Kolkata. And when I started talking to my friends from Bangladesh, then they started saying that, well, you have been a Kolkata guy. So, yeah, I am proud about that because I like that, and I think most people like that. Yeah, that's the thing. And if I talk about similarities, especially the festivals, Durga Puja, Rashogolla, Mach Bhat, everything, কেমন আছেন, ভালো আছি, ঠিক আছে, almost everything stays the same. Little difference in visual things, like I have already mentioned, color, and some hearing things like the accents. That was all. Thank you, ma'am. Sandesh, yeah. No, different, very different. Even the way of presenting, the way we present Sandesh, okay, taste, yeah, there are slight difference in taste, but also there are visual changes, okay? The way the present Sandesh is not a little, but I would say very different from Bangladeshi Sandesh. But taste more or less the similar, yeah. Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am. That will be very appreciated. Okay.
Prawns and and everything is presented in Lucknow.
Okay.
You shouldn't say that you are missing it. You can very well get it in Lucknow itself.
Okay, ma'am.
And you will enjoy it. I can make it sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
One thing more that
You please invite.
I think you are the person I was missing for the last 2 years. I think, yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much.
because another research scholar who was under Ranu here, ma'am, she tells that I'm the person who told her where to get the Bengali cuisine. So that's it. And one thing more, because there is a song called
পুষ্প ভরা আমাদের এই বসুন্ধরা, তাহার মাঝে আছে দেশ এক, সকল দেশের সেরা. Yes, ma'am, it's a very popular song. Even that song was nominated.
about our motherland.
True.
The praise of it, that is, we are offering our,
Yes.
this motherland, we are offering our regards to it. That is the best one to represent Bengal.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, 2 more minutes. Okay, ma'am, the thing is, the thing I mentioned in my PPT or in my speech is the most prominent thing about the Bengali culture, and definitely what you have mentioned is also prominent, but at the same time, there are thousands of things that are also prominent. I have taken already double the time, that is, yes, variety of twists, so it's like, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Since this is a formal academic event and we have a moderate time, we have a small span of time, 10 minutes, so we cannot explain everything. We can have one session, because in future I will advise the organizer to have one session, because one session can be on for this culture, because the world is, confluencing in different perspective. He has lot to say, but time fleets. We cannot have everything in 10 minutes. So thank you so much for presenting. And
Ma'am, I will sing this song if you want tomorrow from me.
This also.
next presenter, please.
Dhanyabad Seema ma'am and to Amia Sarkar for this compendious presentation and for giving such a melodious treat to our ears. Our next presenter is Nandini Jumak from Mauritius, who will be presenting his paper on challenges of cross-cultural communication.
Nandini is a media professional. She has worked for Mauritius Radio, and she has been in media for several years. Now over to you, Nandini.
Namaste, bon après-midi, and good evening to you all. So, namaste, why I said first, because I'm staying in India and I love India. I have so much to say. I don't know where to start from. I'm connected with Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Kolkata, because I am in my ancestral land right now. My ancestors belong from India. My dada, dadi are from Kolkata, and my nana, nani are from Bihar, Ara. So, I belong to the beautiful island of Mauritius, and I have been really blessed to pursue my master's degree in mass communication and journalism at Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. And now I'm currently enrolled as a PhD scholar at the University of Lucknow. And many of you already know in Mauritius we speak so many languages. So I want you to know the languages that we speak in Mauritius. Not only speaking, we can also write. Oh, that's good. We write, we understand, and we can speak. So we speak English, we speak Creole, we speak French, we speak Bhojpuri, we speak Hindi, we speak Sanskrit, Urdu, Tamil, Telugu, etc. And one thing that it's always happening, and I know it will never stop. When I reached India in 2018, people thought, they were like, after me, please teach me French. I want to know how to say I love you, how to say this. This is a very common thing that people ask, usually. So I won't be taking much time. I'm coming on my topic directly. So I'll be talking about the cross-cultural communication challenges in our daily lives as a student, as a teacher, in workplaces and everywhere. So first of all, as a communication student, I'm really happy that we are having this kind of workshop because I feel really connected with these communication talks, and so many eminent persons have talked about communication. So cross-cultural communication is the communication between people who have differences in any one of the following: styles of working, age, nationality, ethnicity, race, gender, sexual orientation. Each individual can practice culture at varying levels. There is the culture of community he grows up in, There's work culture at his workplace and other cultures to which one becomes an active participant or slowly withdraws from. An individual is constantly confronted with the clash between his original culture and the majority culture that is exposed to Delhi. Now I will tell you some of the challenges that many foreigners mostly face, sometimes in India or maybe abroad. One is the cultural shock, the acceptance. Like failure to identify cultural issues and take action can lead to cultural shock. In order of priority, the most often found symptoms of culture shock are feeling isolated, anxiety, worry, reduction in class or job performance. High nervous energy and helplessness also are part of it. Not coping with cultural shock symptoms when they appear can lead to very negative situations. The second thing is failure in respecting differences and working together. I think this is one of the main things that we all face in our daily life. It can be student life and teacher's life and everywhere. When faced by interaction that we do not understand, people tend to interpret the others involved as abnormal, weird, or wrong. This tendency, if indulged in, it gives rise on the individual level to prejudice. If this propensity is either consciously or unconsciously integrated into organizational structures, then prejudice takes root in our institutions. The next point I would love to say that so many people don't talk about is about mental health. It really affects the way we think, the way we react, and the way we behave. I will talk about anxiety. So many people are suffering from anxiety issues where they cannot express themselves in workplaces. They cannot even put their voice forward if they are facing any kind of issues. Sometimes being confronted with a different cultural perspective will create an anxious state in an individual who does not know how to act or behave and what is considered to be appropriate. For example, an African student and an American student is having a class group presentation where both are unsure of others' cultural norms. So just imagine if two people from two different countries are meeting. How do they start this conversation? So many of them feel so hesitant to put their point forward. They feel that they might get, someone will judge me if I will say this point. I can be wrong. I won't say. So all these parts, it might feel very small when you talk about it. It's very easy to talk. But when you face that problem, when you experience that anxiety due to communication, this is where the real problem lies. I feel in this room, there must be so many students, not only students, so many working people also who feels this kind of problem. And I think this is a topic that should be raised and talk further. Another thing I would like to talk is different approaches to completing tasks. From culture to culture, there are different ways that people move towards completing tasks. Some reasons include different access to resources, different judgments of the rewards associated with task completion, different notion of time, and varied ideas about how relationship building, team building, and task-oriented work together. When it comes to working together effectively on a task, cultures differ with respect to the importance placed on establishing relationship early onto the collaboration. The next point I would talk about is stereotyping. Stereotypes involves putting people into predefined slots based on our image of how we think they are and how they should be. Some people, not all, that's why I'm precising, some people in workplaces, even in classroom, even outside, they already put in their mindset that I want that person to behave as such. I want this. It's always I and I and I. Many of us, again, have faced this kind of stereotyping. And it's the high time to talk about it, break this barrier, and face this challenge. If I talk about stereotyping, I have experienced when I was 15 years old, a personal experience. Like, I attended a class where a teacher, she bullied me in front of 180 students. Bullied me because I topped the class. I didn't fail. I topped the class with 98 marks over 100. For her, it was like, how come? You're not supposed, because I never saw you studying. You were not studying. You were cheating. You were cheating. You never studied. You were always playing football with the boys. You were always playing badminton. You were in games. You were not in academics. So all these type of problems, it happens in our daily lives. And again, I will repeat, until unless you don't face these type of problems, you won't be able to explain to the other one what is it to feel when someone bully you upon your communication and your ability. The other thing I would like to talk about is language differences. Like here in this room, so many of you are talented. I know you know so many languages. I've been inspired with so many of my friends. They come from different places. They know so many languages. But still, in some places you can find that if I'm saying hello in my language, it might be the other person is taking it as a joke. If someone is greeting me, for me, maybe by greeting in French we say, "Comment allez-vous?" Maybe in Afghanistan, they will say something which is longer than this, and I might, what is he saying? Doesn't make sense. So again, we come to the culture of acceptance in language. If you are able to speak your language, you are able to make others hear your language. You need to accept others when they are speaking whatever language, whatever time it takes in the language. It's all about listening and accepting. I'm being very brief just to keep my 10 minutes. And also, I would like to put a last point, that is the tendency to evaluate. Like human beings, we tend to make sense of the behavior and communication of others by analyzing them from one's own cultural point of view without taking into consideration why the other person is behaving or communicating in a way. We have the tendency, we all need to accept, we have the tendency sometimes to judge. Like, why is that particular person behaving in such a way? So this action, this gesture of judging, this gesture of evaluating, oh, so you're not supposed to sit like this. In my country, we don't sit like this. This is not called good manners. This is just a simple example that I'm giving. Different countries, different places, different states have different ways to sit, different ways to eat, different ways to communicate. And I would sum up about everything. I think to overcome those challenges, to talk about cross-cultural communication challenges, we need to be very, brave. I think all of you are brave. You just need to talk about it to the correct person. All those things should not be spoken to a person who is not ready to listen to you. You always put forward your point to someone who is ready to listen to you. And for this, I would say that to reduce all the above challenges that I've said about cross-cultural communication, one should take the effort to develop one's listening skill. Again, I will point out to mental health here. Because if you don't listen nowadays, things will get worse. It will really get worse. I think you must have all known some family, relatives who has went to depression, and not communicating the proper way and judging also can lead to depression. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini. Please come to your seat. You have said everything so clearly. You have blended your facts with opinion, and also put in one case study, one event from your personal life. Now it is open for discussion, comment, etc. Anything from audience? We have 3 more presenters. So two more. Okay. If any observation, comment, kindly ask quickly. Then we can invite 2 other scholars. Thank you so much. I think there is no question. Over to you, madam.
Merci, Nandini, for such an informative presentation. It's a way of thank you in Mauritius, if I'm not wrong, Nandini. Merci.
Messi.
Merci.
Yes.
French. Merci beaucoup.
Yes. Our next presenter is S.A. Rishikesh from India, a student of BLLB Honours, who will share his views on globalization and cross-cultural communications.
Welcome, Mr. Rishikesh. One more. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think you all have heard of KFC and Dunkin' Donuts. Yes or no, you can say. So today I'll be discussing why these big brands failed. Especially I'll explain with the help of case study that how culture plays a big role in the success and the failure of companies. When we talk about globalization, it simply means that there are no boundaries or distances now. Businesses have expanded, chains, we have heard of chain businesses everywhere. So Dunkin' Donuts is one of them. And Dunkin' Donuts has like 14,000, more than 14,000 stores in across 46 countries. But why is that Dunkin' Donut failed in India? Dunkin' Donut is synonymous to breakfast everywhere. People have tendency of having breakfast. Breakfast is considered as the most important meal. But in India, it's quite the opposite. We either have a sit-on meal or we completely skip it. Like any meal that you can skip in India, that's breakfast. And that's for most of the people. There is no concept of grab and go. Therefore, Dunkin' failed. And the second reason is Dunkin' is considered as a bakery shop. Like sweet is a luxury over here. We take sweets to celebrate a thing. Therefore, you go to the store only when you have to celebrate or if you are having a sweet tooth. And as sir talked about boycott Bollywood, so there should not be this thing that we are boycotting everything, because Dunkin's own brand, Baskin Robbins, fast food in India. The second case study which I would like to present is of KFC. KFC tried and failed in Israel 3 times. Israel has like 60% Jewish population, and they follow a set of religious rules that is kosher. Kosher, the important thing about kosher is that they do not take milk and flesh together or meat together, because milk is the symbol of life and flesh is the symbol of death. Therefore, they do not mix it together, and that is what KFC missed. KFC missed, and they tried 3 times, they failed 3 times. McDonald's cracked the right formula, and McDonald's is the #1 company in Israel. Now, these were all the failure stories. There are success stories too, relating to the culture. There is a law in, that is Islamic dietary law known as halal. I think you all know about it. So KFC is very successful in Middle Eastern countries, and the reason of it is because they followed halal. They have like halal certified stores in the Middle East, and which played a very important role in expansion of KFC and making it profitable. So through these case studies, I just wanted to highlight that there is globalization, means stores can open everywhere, but if you go against the culture, that won't help you very much. You have to respect others' culture in becoming a big successful brand everywhere. Thank you.
Talked about coexistence in culture in globalized world, because it is also a fact that in global village we are churning towards newer forms of tribalism. We are having different patterns of confrontation. Now it is open for discussion. Comment anything? I think we should comment on our scholars. Yeah. Any comment? Thank you so much, Mr. Rishikesh. And now the next presenter. You are the next presenter, I think. Yeah. Miss Parvati Sharma. Acha, Shreya.
Our next presenter is Shreya Srivastava from India, who is pursuing Masters in Sociology. She will present on how culture shapes the self. Welcome, Shreya.
He started his talk with flexi. And that is you started your talk with flexi exercise, flexible exercise, and we are doing all that exercise. Yeah, it was very scholarly. Very nice.
Good afternoon to all present here. I, Shreya Srivastava, thank the organizing team for giving an opportunity to me for representing my country, my India, my pride. I guess there is an technical issue. Just give me a minute.
Wanted you to listen to my song.
I'll start my presentation by a question that who we are. From time to time, we have all asked ourselves that question. No two people have ever or will ever see themselves to or construct their sense of identity the same way, because no two people have identical life experiences. However, the cultural systems surrounding a person will influence how they see themselves, how they interpret their experiences into their identity, and how they interact with others around them. My topic for my presentation is how culture shapes the self. It's not straight. My first slide is about what is culture. So, culture is just a way of life or of a group of people, the behaviors, their beliefs, their values and symbols that they accept generally without thinking about them, and that are passed along by communication and imitation from one generation to next. Culture is symbolic communication and shared belief systems and motives. The meanings of the symbols are learned and deliberately perpetuated in a society through its institutions. Culture consists of patterns, implicits and explicits of and for behaviors acquired and transmitted by symbols constituting the distinctive achievement of human groups, including their embodiments in artifacts. The essential core of culture consists of traditional ideas and especially their attached values. Culture system may, on the one hand, be considered as product of action. On the other hand, as conditioning influences upon further action. So, there is an overview how culture affects ourselves. It is true that culture affects the self. It is also true that self affects culture to the point of determining it. In this sense, culture does affect the self, but there is a limit to this influence based on the environment and the affected person. It is not surprising that people in different locations of the world view themselves in different ways owing to their interactions. Indeed, people are affected by culture in the way they think about the world and community engagement. Culture is one of the most important factors in influencing the character and personality of human beings. Indeed, it is through culture that people learn what the world expects of them and responds accordingly. Even if culture were not to influence people's behavior, they would still need a starting point from where they can visualize the world. In shaping our identity and culture, let's look at a few of the factors that contribute to self and identity and how culture shapes our understanding of these factors. First is family. Family is the first institution of society which is very influential when we are younger. We are dependent on them. We often adopt our family's views on issues as our own. Second is culture and religion. Culture and, oh God, so sorry, I guess. Okay. It's culture and religion, which tend to keep us within prescribed boundaries. I want to tell everyone that this is my first international workshop. So sorry, I am not, I'm very nervous now. So, and I guess there's a mistake also in my PPT. Please forgive me. Okay. So, second is culture and religion. Tend to keep us within prescribed boundaries. Culture is about the boundaries. The human beings are bounded to culture. They are about totally their personalities, their behaviors, their values are bounded, and culture is the we can say that is the thing which every human being accepts from their birth, which we say as ascribed status. So the next is societal values. These values within the community can be representative of laws active within the community. People with common beliefs and values tend to bind them together and focus their actions and influence. Conflict can arise when there is a disagreement between those of society and individual or group's values, and this happens when the importance placed on different value differs. My next slide is about individualism versus collectivism. One of the most noticeable differences between the way Western cultures and Eastern cultures influence self-construction involves how strongly a person attaches their identity to the people around them. Western culture tend to encourage individualism, the idea that the self exists independent of others, is comprised of personal attributes, and the person is an independent agent of their actions. In Eastern cultures, collectivism replaces individualism as a dominant perspective on self. Collectivism views the self in relation to others, stressing the interdependence of the self as part of a larger network of people who all help shape each other. This does not mean that Westerners exist as an island to themselves or that Easterners are part of a hive mind identity. Rather, elements of both individualism and collectivism exist in each person, but the expression of them finds a different balance in each culture. Social scientists nowadays have long understood that people in different parts of the world see themselves in different ways. But research has often been driven by a rather black and white, and some would say stereotypical, view of what the differences are. It is no doubt that culture has huge influence on the self and the individual. By this, I would like to conclude my presentation. In fact, culture not only affects our way of doing things, but also our thinking and how we perceive things. For instance, our choice of friends could be influenced by our culture, including the behavior that we think is right in people. In addition, the fact that our culture is our first point of reference makes it extremely powerful in influencing our societal ideals. Essentially, everything that an individual partakes is dependent on their culture. Culture also affects people's personalities and characters, thus determining their interaction with the outside world. The materials... Okay. So, any queries?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It was such a vibrant session, and I am personally thankful to all the speakers because they have talked about different aspects of culture. You have spoken on globalization, your local culture, communication. You talked about different aspects of spirituality, cross-cultural communication, dance, drama, etc. And this is basically the intent of our 2 days event. We wanted to have this as a mix of academics, culture, different kind of negotiation. I will urge all those students, you please mix up with the delegates and talk to them because you are the leaders of tomorrow and you will be harbinger of a better cultural escape in your own mindscape. Thank you so much for listening to us. And audience, thank you so much because for every speaker, we need one good audience. Okay, so thank you. I think this is the end of the
I extend my sincere thanks to R.P. Singh sir for running the session so smoothly. And I thank on the behalf of the organizing committee all our presenters for their engaging and captivating presentations. Now I invite our convener, Professor Vijaya Sethi, to offer a token of appreciation to our next presenters for another segment of today's session. Welcome, ma'am.
नहीं मैम, वो वहीं से वो यहाँ तक हो चुका है।
I invite Chef Saif Khan to come and receive the token of appreciation from our convener, Professor Vijaya Sethi. Our next presenter is Mohammad Shamim Qureshi. Thank you, ma'am. Moving forward towards another segment of today's session. Food is culture, food is an identity, a footprint of who we are. Food is a universal thing that really has the power to bring everyone together. The cuisines are a perfect blend of tradition and modernity. It acts like a bridge that strengthens the bonds between communities and countries. So does our Awadhi cuisine. And to present on Awadhi cuisine, I invite with great pride a renowned personality, Chef Saif Khan, who is associated with Sanat Kada, who will be presenting on Lucknowi Bawarchi Khane and street food of Lucknow.
आदाब, आप सभी को मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है? जी। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं शेफ़ नहीं हूँ, मैं बस खाना खाना जानता हूँ। तो जहाँ अच्छा मिल जाता है वहाँ चले जाते हैं। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सबसे पहले सबका यहाँ पर। हाँ अभी अच्छा लग रहा है, बंद कर दो, अच्छा लग रहा है। तो सबसे पहले मैं अपना तारुफ दे दूँ। माय नेम इज़ मोहम्मद सैफ खान एंड आई एम वर्किंग विद सनत कदा। या सो यहाँ बहुत छोटा सा लिखा हुआ सनत कदा। तो सनत कदा की अगर इंट्रोडक्शन दिया जाए, सनत कदा देयर इज़ अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ वर्ड सनत एंड कदा। सनत मीन्स आर्टिजन, कदा मीन्स घर। सो इट्स अ हाउस ऑफ आर्टिजन। 2006 में लखनऊ में एक शॉप खुली एक आर्टिजन्स को करने के लिए। वैसे भी टेबल है, क्या ही दिखेगा नीचे का। जी तो और 2010 से महिंद्रा ने साथ दिया तो ये बन गया महिंद्रा सनत कदा लखनऊ फेस्टिवल MSLF। तो एवरी ईयर वी थिंक कि हमें कुछ लखनऊ का एक अलग एस्पेक्ट पे काम करना चाहिए, एक चेहरा वो और लखनऊ, जैसे आर्टिज़न और लखनऊ। लास्ट ईयर हमने किया खाना और लखनऊ। तो यार पता है मैं उधर आ जाऊँ। पहली बात तो मैं बिल्कुल फॉर्मल इंसान नहीं हूँ, ठीक है? तो मेरे मुंह से कुछ भी अगर उल्टी सीधी चीज, पता है मेरी हाइट इतनी कम नहीं लेकिन यहाँ पे लग रही है, ठीक है, लंबा लग रहा हूँ। सो ये जो कुछ लफ्ज़ हैं यहाँ पे लिखे हुए, सनत कदा महिंद्रा, सनत कदा लखनऊ फेस्टिवल, नेमत खाना और सनत कदा हेरिटेज, ये वो चीज़ें हैं जिनसे हम जुड़े हुए हैं इनके साथ में। और एक और चीज़ है जैसे कि हम हर बार लखनऊ की किसी एक चीज़ के ऊपर बात करते हैं तो उसके ऊपर कह सकते हैं कि इंडिया का पहला सिटी म्यूज़ियम की बात कर रहे हैं, लखनऊ सिटी म्यूज़ियम, लखनऊ बाइस्कोप के नाम से। सो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन इट। सो वी currently have 10 themes of Lucknow, the feminist of Awadh and Husn Karigari and Kasbas of Lucknow. So ऐसे ऐसे करके हमारे पास में है, हर ईयर की इन्फॉर्मेशन है। सो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन अ सिटी म्यूज़ियम ऑफ लखनऊ। इंडिया का पहला होगा ये, जो कि लखनऊ की चीज़ है। कुछ लिखा है, पढ़ना चाहें आप लोग तो। और खाने के ऊपर अगर आ जाएं तो लास्ट ईयर जैसे बावर्ची खाना था, आई एम रियली सॉरी बट लेकिन आदत ये है ना कि वॉक्स वगैरह कर करके मैं थोड़ा उर्दू और हिंदी में ज़्यादा, और मेरे ख्याल से बाहर से आए लोगों को लखनऊ भी दिखना चाहिए, है नहीं? तो अच्छा, लखनऊ से कौन कौन है यहाँ पे? पहले ये सब पीछे बैठो लखनऊ वाले यार, क्या कर। अच्छा लखनऊ, अच्छा हाँ, तो तुम लोगों को शायद थोड़ा बहुत पता होगा, जो लोग बाहर वाले हैं उनके सामने थोड़ा दिखावा करते हैं और शायरी से शुरू करते हैं कि निदा फाजली साहब का एक शेर है कि हर आदमी में होते हैं 10-20 आदमी, जिसको भी देखना हो कई बार देखना। तो मैंने नहीं लिखा, इतनी ताली मत बजाओ। तो निदा, हाँ, तो निदा फाजली साहब ने लिखा था ऐसा शेर। तो ये हकीकत है कि आप अगर एक इंसान बैठा है, अगर आप उसकी हिंदी की बात करें तो वो हिंदी है, अगर आप उसे गाने की बात करें वो गाना है। जैसे सर डांस भी करते हैं और बढ़िया इंग्लिश के टीचर भी हैं, क्या बढ़िया इंसान है। तो ऐसे करके अलग अलग चेहरे हैं। तो हमने भी कोशिश करी, कुछ लखनऊ की 100 से ज़्यादा दुकानें कवर करी, 130 के आसपास नंबर हो गया था, जहाँ पर हम गए बार बार, उनसे बात करी और उनकी थोड़ी हिस्ट्री जानने की कोशिश करी कि वो कितने सालों से यहाँ पर हैं और क्या क्या चीज़ें चल रही हैं। तो एक ऑनलाइन डायरेक्टरी का प्लान बना हमारे पास में, क्योंकि हमारे पास में इनका ऑडियो इंटरव्यू था, इनके वीडियो थी, इनकी लोकेशन थी, कुछ पिक्चर थी और इनकी एक कहानी थी। तो इसको ऐसे समझ सकते हैं कि खाना इनका कहीं बीच में रखा है और हम एक इंसान से दूसरे इंसान को मिलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि बाहर से आ रहा है तो उसके पास एक डायरेक्टरी हो। तो इसमें ये एक सैम्पल है जो कि हम सिटी लखनऊ बाइस्कोप पे लेके आएंगे इस चीज़ को, उसके लिए। तो इसमें हमने इनके बारे में इसलिए लिखा है मैंने, क्योंकि मुझे सबसे खुशी हुई थी जब मैंने इनसे बात करी थी और इनके बारे में जाना था। इनका नाम है, इनको पप्पू बुलाते हैं सब लोग वहाँ पे, पप्पू भाई। और ये मोहम्मद इम्तियाज़ भाई हैं। ये नक्खास चौराहा आपने देखा है, अभी सीन द नक्खास चौराहा, नादान महल रोड पे ये ठेले पे बिरयानी लगाते हैं, ठेले के ऊपर। लेकिन अगर आप इनसे बात करेंगे तो पता चलेगा कि ये इनका काम कुछ 70 से 80 साल पुराना है। और एक पूरी गली है राजा बाज़ार में, हैव यू एवर बीन टू राजा बाज़ार और यहियागंज? तो राजा बाज़ार में एक गली है पूरी, उस गली में एक पूरी फैमिली रहती है और उस गली को बोलते हैं पुलाव वाली गली। यू कैन सी है, किसी को कुछ दिख रहा है? पहली बात तो सबको तो ये पुलाव वाली गली, गली की कहानी ये थी कि आज से 70 साल पहले मोहम्मद मुजीब, आज से 70 साल पहले मोहम्मद मुजीब, इनके दादा के दादा, बलरामपुर के राजा के यहाँ पे एक कारीगर थे, काम करते थे। और होता है ना सबके अंदर कि बहुत दिन खाना बना लिया, एक जगह पर रह के बाहर निकल करते हैं। तो वो लखनऊ आ गए और अमीनाबाद में टुंडे कबाबी देखा हुआ है, बहुत बढ़िया। तो वहाँ पर जो है उसके पास में था नाज सिनेमा। अभी भी जो पुराने लोग हैं लखनऊ के वो उसे नाज सिनेमा रोड कहते हैं। तो वहाँ पे नाज सिनेमा के बाहर मुजीब थोड़े लंबे चौड़े माशाल्लाह थे, तो उनको मुजीब पहलवान के नाम से जानते थे। इन्होंने बताया कि इनके दादा अपने सर के ऊपर बिरयानी की देग और रायता वगैरह रख के वहाँ पे बेचना शुरू किया और बिज़नेस चल पड़ा उनका। फिर उन्होंने राजा बाज़ार के एक गली में, जो कि बहुत पहले बच्चियों का स्कूल हुआ करता था, मदरसा जैसा, लेकिन वो बंद हो गया, उस स्कूल को ख़रीद कर अपना परिवार यहाँ पे रखा। फ़ोटो क्वालिटी अच्छी थी लेकिन पता नहीं दिख नहीं रहा। तो यहाँ पे उन्होंने अपना पूरा रखा, क्योंकि बड़ा सा स्कूल था तो पूरी गली कैप्चर हो गई थी। और वहाँ पे अपने और ख़ानदान वालों को बसाया, तो वो गली में सारे लोग मिलके बिरयानी का काम करने लगे। एक और चीज़, लखनऊ से हो या कहीं से भी हो, लखनऊ में बिरयानी नहीं मिलती, लखनऊ में पुलाव मिलता है, ठीक है। तो ये पुलाव वाली गली हो गई। और इस वक्त भी क्या कर दिया तुमने? तो इस वक्त पे लखनऊ में जितने भी पुलाव की या बिरयानी के ठेले लग रहे हैं, दुकानें हैं, वो सारी इसी फैमिली से बिलोंग करती है, मोहम्मद मुजीब से। ये शकील बिरयानी अमीनाबाद में जानते होंगे शायद आप। ये जियो राजा, ये ठेले पे ऐशबाग में लगाते हैं। ये वाहिद बिरयानी, ये उनके भाई, और ये इम्तियाज़ भाई। तो जितनी भी लखनऊ में बिरयानी की दुकानें हैं वो सब एक ही फैमिली से आ सकती हैं। एक तरह से मजाकिया तौर पे इनके सामने मत बोला, मैंने कहा था, लेकिन गिरोह है इनका बिरयानी का, तो कोई और नहीं कर सकता। तो इनका एक इस तरीके से हमने कुछ कुछ चीज़ें निकाली। भाई इंटरनेट चला गया, भाई हॉटस्पॉट है किसी के पास? अरे मैंने खोला, मेरे से कनेक्ट कर लो। देखो ये मैम नहीं काउंट होंगे 10 मिनट में, मैं पहले बता रहा हूँ। अरे लोग बैठे, इसमें कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स लगी हुई हैं जो टूटी फूटी से दिख रही हैं, मुझे याद भी नहीं कौन सी लगी, ऐसे ही बता देता। कोई नहीं, मेरे से कनेक्ट करो मेरी जान। अच्छा तो खैर, तो तुम खेलो तब तक। तो हम ये बात की, हमने इस तरह की कुछ चीज़ें कवर करी, जगह जगह पे गए, बात करी लोगों से खाने के ऊपर या अलग अलग चीज़ों के ऊपर। यार ये फ़नी लग रहा है, तुम पीछे ये करो, बंदी कर दो इसको, मैं कर लूँगा, ठीक है बंदी कर दो, रहने दो। तो हाँ जी, ओके। नहीं तो इसके बाद में फिर हमने ऐसे जब 100 दुकानें कवर कर ली और फिर वहाँ पे हमें कुछ चाहिए था, तो हमने फिर एक वॉक को बनाया, क्योंकि कुछ चीज़ें लखनऊ में अभी भी हैं। कैलकाटा की बात कर रहे थे आप, तो कैलकाटा में मिलती है लूची, लूची राइट, लखनऊ आके लुचई हो गई है वो। तो लुचई कुछ इतना बड़ा भटूरा जैसा सिंगल लेयर का, हाँ तो लुचई कोई इतना बड़ा सा एक भटूरा जैसा सिंगल लेयर का। उसकी कहानी इंटरेस्टिंग है। कानपुर आई थी लुचई और हाशिम हलवाई गए थे। हाँ जी चलो ठीक है, लुचई पे बाद में बात करेंगे, पहले हम अगर इनको चेहरों पे बात करें। जैसे मैंने आपको कहा था ना कि हम इंसान की बात कर रहे हैं, खाने की है, तो जो पहला इंसान का चेहरा है ये हैं अबू बकर भाई। लोग इनको इदरीस बिरयानी के नाम से जानते हैं। तो इदरीस 1968 में इनके वालिद साहब थे, हिज फादर, जो कि अच्छा हो गया टाइम, अच्छा तुम मेरी तरफ हाँ जी। तो मोहम्मद इदरीस जो थे वो लखनऊ आए थे काम करने, मोहान कस्बे के किसी बिलोंग करते थे। और किसी ने नाम सुना है हाजी अब्दुल रहीम का, जो रहीम कुलचे निहारी वाले हैं? तुमने सुना है? तुम सबने सुन रखा, वाह। तो उनके यहाँ पे ये काम सीखते थे और 20 साल इनसे शागिर्दी लेने के बाद इन्होंने इनसे इजाज़त मांगी कि क्या मैं अपना काम शुरू कर सकता हूँ। फिर हाजी मोहम्मद रहीम साहब ने इनको इजाज़त दे दी कि हाँ करिए। वो इनके फूफा लगते हैं। तो ये सारी एक ही फैमिली से बिलोंग करने वाली चीज़ है। वही चीज़ है कि आपको जाना पड़ेगा। हम लखनऊ में रह के ये सोचते हैं कि हमें सब पता है, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है। काफ़ी ज़्यादा कहानियाँ हैं, काफ़ी चीज़ें हैं। उसके बाद में ये हैं दुर्गा खस्ते वाले अजय साहब। अजय साहब की खासियत ये है कि रात के ये 8 बजे के बाद सो जाते हैं, क्योंकि उन्हें 2:30 बजे उठना पड़ता है सुबह खस्ते बनाने के लिए। और ये पिछले 20 से 30 सालों से इनको नहीं पता 10 कितने बजे बजता है रात का, लेकिन उन्होंने देखा ही नहीं कभी। इनको सुबह 2:30 बजे उठ के खस्ते बनाने। ये हैं आशीष भैया। आशीष भैया ये तो तुम लोगों को पता है, राजा ठंडाई चौक में जो है, तो ये उनके यहाँ का है आशीष भैया का। और ये मतलब इतने अच्छे इंसान है ये, मुझे नहीं पता कैसे, कि हम जब हमारी टीम में 3 लोग थे, मरियम और आरती। तो मरियम पुराने लखनऊ से ही रहने वाली है। तो जब मरियम ने बताया कि मैं उस इलाके से हूँ, तो उन्होंने कहा हम डांटेंगे अगर तुम दोबारा यहाँ पर आई और हमसे नहीं मिली। तो ये वो लखनवियत कह सकते हैं, या वो चीज़ है कि एक कनेक्शन बना के रखना। बाकी ये पैटक केक के हैं अभिषेक साहब। और ये जो नीचे हैं ये हैं बाबूदा। आपने कहा था ना कैलकाटा का खाना आप मिस करते हैं, तो मैम ने तो आपको बता ही दिया। उसके बाद मैं भी बता देता हूँ कि ये जो साहब हैं इनको हैं बाबूदा विश्वनाथ साहब। ये 30 से 40 साल से लखनऊ में हैं और यहाँ पे जो भी आपके जो कटलेट्स होते हैं कैलकाटा के, वो बेचते हैं। जो कैलकाटा का जो बंगाली क्लब है उसके पास में। और कभी भी मतलब मैं ऐसा जब भी गया हूँ वहाँ पे, तो आसपास में सारे लोग बंगाली बोल रहे होते हैं और मेरे को लगती शर्म वहाँ पे, क्योंकि बाबूदा खुद भूल जाते हैं। वो बाबूदा खुद ही आपसे फ्लो में बंगाली में बोल जाएंगे। तो आप यहाँ जा सकते हैं, इसकी लोकेशन हम आपको दे देंगे जी। और उसके बाद में है ये मंदू शिकंजी वाले, इनकी दुकान। ये हमने रात के 3 बजे फ़ोटो लिया। ये रात का 3 बज रहा है और इनकी दुकान के बाहर भीड़ थी। हमें आधा घंटा लगा था शिकंजी लेने में। तो ये हाल है लखनऊ का। ये हैं लखपति साहब। और इसके बाद हैं बीना कश्यप जी। बीना कश्यप, हमने कुछ बताया ना आपको 130 शॉप्स करी थी, उसमें से हमें सिर्फ 2 लेडीज़ मिली थी जो दुकान चला रही हैं। ये लखनऊ की एक वो भी है कि औरतें नहीं आगे आती हैं या आ नहीं पा रही हैं, जो भी वजह है। जी, उसके बाद में जो हमने करा तो हम एक वॉक तैयार हो गई थी। अगर आप लोगों में से किसी को MSLF के बारे में पता होगा तो हमारे एक गाइडेड टूर्स होते हैं हर साल जो कि बढ़ते रहते हैं, तो उसी में एक वॉक जो ऐड हुई थी वो मेरी थी कि नाश्ते की तलब। तो लखनऊ में काफ़ी चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो आपको सिर्फ सुबह मिलती हैं, तो मैंने लुचई का जिक्र किया था। तो ये हाशिम हलवाई के बेटे हैं रिजवान साहब, और ये है लुचई लखनऊ की। तो ऐसे लखनऊ की लुचई मिलती है। ये है अशफाक चाय, ये भी कुछ 70-80 साल पुरानी दुकान, और इनके यहाँ ये मिलती है तिरंगा चाय। तिरंगा चाय को बोलते हैं, ये फेमस हुई थी, ये है तो आज से 40 साल पुरानी चाय, लेकिन ये फेमस हुई थी जब दबंग मूवी आई थी, तो बहुत सारे लोग इसको दबंग चाय भी बोलते हैं। और चौक में कोतवाली, कोतवाली देखी होगी आपने चौक में, तो कोतवाली के पास में सुबह सुबह में 11-12 बजे तक, सुबह के 7 बजे से बक्से में खस्ते बिकते हैं। और जो लखनऊ का तरीका है, लखनऊ में हमने 2-3 मरतबा लोगों से जब बात करी तो पता चला कि लखनऊ में 1976 के बाद में छोले आए, जब वो पंजाबी इन्फ्लुएंस वगैरह थोड़ा हुआ। उससे पहले हम सूखे आलू के साथ में कचौड़ी सब कुछ खाते थे, अब तो सिर्फ छोला चल रहा है। तो ये हैं मनोज गुप्ता साहब, ये इनके बेटे हैं आकाश, और इनके पिताजी जो थे राधेलाल गुप्ता जी, उन्होंने शहाबुद्दीन और राधेलाल गुप्ता जी ने बक्से के ऊपर कुछ खस्ते, जो खस्ते के भी 3 तरीके, वो आपके दांत के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, करारी, मीडियम, नरम। करारी दांत वालों के लिए, मीडियम दांत वालों के, नरम दांत वालों के लिए, बहुत आसान है। तो वो बेते हैं इनके यहाँ पे से सुबह में आपको ये खस्ते, ये यार मैं बह जाता हूँ, मेरे को रोक देना अगर टाइम हो जाए, ठीक है? तो मैं तो अच्छा, नीचे वाला दिख रहा है आपको ये वॉक का, हाँ। फिर उसके बाद ये मक्खन वाले हैं काके भैया, इनके भी दादा ने मलिहाबाद से साइकिल से आते थे मक्खन बेचने के लिए। तो ये मक्खन का फोटो, और ये लखनऊ की सबसे पुरानी दुकान राम आश्रय 1805, लमसम को 217 साल हो गए इस दुकान को। तो वाजिद अली शाह, इनका कहना है कि वाजिद अली शाह को काफ़ी पसंद थी गिलौरी, तो उन्होंने एक मलाई गिलौरी बनाई थी मिठाई, और वो ये रही। ये हाँ सचिन जी हैं, सचिन जी की पिताजी की जॉब लग गई रेलवे में, तो इनकी दुकान बंद होने रही थी खानदानी, तो इनकी माता जी जो थी मुन्नी सैनी, मुन्नी जी ने कम से कम 25 साल तक के अकेले इस दुकान को संभाला है। तो इस तरह की कुछ कहानियां हैं। ये मुल्लू खस्ते वाले हैं, इनके हमेशा से नाम बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहे हैं। इनके पिताजी का नाम था, इनके दादा का नाम था मुल्लू मूलचंद, इनके पिताजी का नाम था बिस्सो, इनका खुद का नाम मोनू। तो और ये हैं जगदीश मिष्ठान भंडार, जो मैं दूसरी दुकान का जिक्र कर रहा था कि जो शुरू करी एक औरत ने। तो 70 साल पहले लखीमपुर खीरी में ईदगाह के पास में जगदीश जी जो 6 साल के थे, तब उनके पिताजी का देहांत हो गया था, वो नहीं रहे थे, तो उनकी माता जी ने एक फ़ैसला लिया लखीमपुर से लखनऊ आने का, आज से 70 साल पहले। और यहाँ पर आकर के, क्योंकि वो वहाँ दाल पीसती थी, तो यहाँ पर चौक में उन्होंने काफ़ी लोगों के घर में काम किया। और जगदीश जी जो खुद 7-8 साल के थे उस वक्त पे, वो साइकिल और ठेले पे लेके कुलचे और छोले वगैरह बेचने थे। उसके बाद में काम की शुरुआत हुई, आगे बढ़ते रहे, और ये आज फेमस। अच्छा, ये जो दुकान है ना, ये हो गया राम आश्रय हो गया, ये अंदर गली के अंदर दुकानें हैं चौक की। जो टूरिज़्म वाला है वहाँ तक नहीं जा पाते, आप सिर्फ गोल दरवाजे से अकबरी दरवाजे तक जाएंगे, तो अंदर गली में जो खोके हैं, और उसके बावजूद यहाँ पे काफ़ी भीड़ लगती है। तो आप लोगों को ज़रूर ये सब ट्राई करना चाहिए। बाकी इदरीस बिरयानी, उनकी बिरयानी, और ये रहीम के कुलचे निहारे, और आखिरी ये अभी तो उनका वीडियो भी आ गया ना, वो कैरी मिनाटी वाला, अजहर भाई पान वालों का। तो ये कुछ फेमस चीज़ें थी जो हम वॉक में कवर करते हैं। इसके बाद में इसमें काफ़ी लोगों का एक चीज़ आया था कि लखनऊ में सिर्फ नॉन वेज है, वेज नहीं है। तो हमने कुछ वेज के लिए दुकानें अलग अलग करी हैं, जैसे कि लड्डू चाणक्य, कानपुर के बदनाम लड्डू सुने होंगे। तो कानपुर के बदनाम लड्डू में जो अभी ज्ञान जी जिन्होंने शुरू किया था, वो 16 साल के थे जब, तब उन्होंने वहाँ पे भाग के चले गए थे घर से, और वहाँ पे काम किया, और फिर जब 20 साल हो गए उनको भी लगा हमें खुद का करना है, तो वो आगे लखनऊ कि हमें लड्डू लगाना है। तो इन्होंने काफ़ी पॉलिटिकल नाम रखे और काफ़ी पॉलिटिकल चीज़ें करी, तो बार बार जब तोड़े फोड़े गए तो इनको ऐसा लगा कि हमें थोड़ा नॉर्मल कर लेना चाहिए, तो उन्होंने लड्डू चाणक्य के नाम से रखा। और ये परिवर्तन चौक में अभी भी है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर अभी रोड बन गया है तो पार्किंग नहीं है, तो इनका और चीज़ें ख़त्म हो गई हैं। लेकिन एक वक्त था कि यहाँ का साउथ इंडियन काफ़ी फेमस था, और मट्ठा वगैरह तो अभी भी काफ़ी अच्छा है इनका। और इसके बाद है बाबा का ढाबा, ये अपने वाले, ये वायरल नहीं हुए थे। तो इनका कहना है बाबा का ढाबा का, एक तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग इंसान है ये, जो इंसान है उनकी ये यहाँ तक मूछें, ये यहाँ तक मूछें बड़ी बड़ी, और बढ़िया मस्त एकदम बातें करते हैं। तो इनका कहना था कि ये भी 1 रुपये लेके लखनऊ आए थे और बाकी चीज़ें सारी शुरू करी, और कि जो कबाब पराठा वेज वाला है वो इनका शुरू किया हुआ है। और इनके यहाँ ये बात तो सच है, कानपुर से लोग आते हैं, क्योंकि आलमबाग रोड पे है ये, तो कानपुर से लोग खाली कबाब पराठा खाने आते हैं, तो खाली लखनऊ के लोग ही नहीं शौकीन हैं। और इसके बाद है बॉम्बे पाव भाजी, इनकी काफ़ी फिल्मी स्टोरी थी। 2004 में पद्मेश जी अभी जो संभालते हैं दुकान, उनके पिताजी लखनऊ आए थे, उन्होंने पाव भाजी खाया और कहीं पाव भाजी उनको अच्छी नहीं लगी, तो उन्होंने कहा कि हम बनाएंगे, और फिर उन्होंने दुकान खोली, और आज स्ट्रीट फूड का वो शाहनजफ रोड के ऊपर, इनसे फेमस कुछ नहीं। तो ऐसे ऐसे करके ये कुछ दुकानें हैं। भटूरे के लिए आप MP भटूरा जा सकते हैं, मद्रास रेस्टोरेंट ये आपको हज़रतगंज में मिलेगा। इन्होंने साउथ इंडियन खाना लखनऊ में एक्चुअली शुरू किया था। इसके बाद में है श्री लस्सी कॉर्नर, और बाकी वाजपेयी कड़ी भंडार है, JD मिष्ठान भंडार है। काफ़ी वेज की भी ऑप्शंस हैं, बस ये है कि आपको जाना पड़ेगा देखने के लिए। हम ऑलमोस्ट, हाँ अच्छा, ये तो हो गया बाज़ार का खाना। हमने जब खाने की बात का जिक्र किया था तो हमें पूरा खाना देखना, घर पे भी खाना बनता है, त्योहारों में भी अलग अलग खाना होता है, हर जगह पे होता है। तो जो घर के खाना था, हमने एक किताब का निकाला, लखनवी बावर्ची खाने। यूजुअली होता है कि एक बुक जो है, कोई एक शेफ़ होता है वो लिखता है अपनी रेसिपीज़ को, लेकिन हमने यहाँ पे 20+ शेफ़्स की रेसिपीज़ को मिला करके जो घरों की रेसिपीज़ हैं, वो होता है नहीं, वो हॉस्टल में ही ज़्यादा होता है कि हमारी नानी बहुत बढ़िया वो बनाती हैं कीमे का, वो उनका अचार, वो वाली चीज़ का थोड़ी थोड़ी कुछ रेसिपीज़ जो ख़त्म हो रही हैं उनको हमने ला के इसमें रखा हुआ है। आप ये सनत कदा से ख़रीद भी सकते हैं। हाँ, थैंक यू। अरे अगर थोड़ा और आप लोग अगर वक्त दें तो जो मैंने स्ट्रीट फूड के ऊपर बात करी है, एक 15 मिनट की वीडियो है जो उन्होंने किताब लिखी है हमारी, उसके ऊपर एक फ़िल्म है, अगर आप देखना चाहें तो। शुक्रिया।
मुझे भी लग गई, पता है।
सो आदाब, महिंद्रा सनत कदा लखनऊ फेस्टिवल 2022 लखनवी बावर्ची खाने, ये थीम है इस दफ़ा हमारी, और हम इस वक्त बैठे हैं एक बावर्ची खाने के अंदर। आज मेरे साथ हमारे जो मतलब नूरापा कोई मेहमान नहीं है, नूरापा हमारी टीम का हिस्सा हैं, सनत कदा हैं, इज़ वन ऑफ द पिलर्स ऑफ सनत कदा। हम बात इस पर करेंगे कि अवध, एक तरह से कहते हैं तो बहुत अवध के इलाकों में, अलग अलग इलाकों में भी जो नफासत है, जो लखनऊ में शायद पनपी और फिर वापस कस्बों में चली गई और यहाँ वहाँ चली गई, और वो आपको सब जगह देखने को मिलती है। लेकिन वो नफासत का जब हम इस लफ्ज़ का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, तो मैं बात यहीं से नूरापा शुरू कर रहा हूँ कि पहली बात मतलब बेसिकली नफासत को अगर एक लिटरल सेंस में एक्सप्लेन करना हो तो आप कैसे करेंगे?
हमारी समझ से अगर हम नफासत को लेके की बात करें, जैसे एक शोरबे की बात है, तो उसका हमेशा जो थोड़ा सा जो उसका फैट कंटेंट होता है वो हमेशा हल्का सा ऊपर दिखना चाहिए। दे शुड ऑलवेज बी अ शीन ओवर द ग्रेवी, ओवर द करी। या अगर सब्ज़ी की बात करते हैं तो आपको गोभी का हर फूल खिला हुआ दिखना चाहिए, कभी वो मसल के उस डिश में नहीं होना चाहिए।
ये सारी चीज़ें यानी उसकी शक्ल जो आएगी असल में बाद में, एक तो खैर वो एक तो ऊपर का तेल जो आता है,
जी,
आता है
तार जी,
लेकिन अब उसमें जो इंग्रेडिएंट्स पड़े हैं भले वो उस वक्त नहीं दिखाई दे रहे हैं, लेकिन जब आप उसमें चम्मच डालते हैं और उसको बाहर निकालते हैं तब वो दिखाई देते हैं
जी।
तब वो फिर उसमें भी एक दिमाग गया कि वो बराबर से कटा हो। यानी ये सारे स्टेप्स जो हैं
जी
इतने एक तरह से सिमेट्री की बात भी है ना कि सिमेट्री, क्योंकि लखनऊ इज ऑल अबाउट सिमेट्री,
इज ऑल अबाउट सिमेट्री।
बहुत आर्किटेक्चर पे उसका असर है
जी,
शायरी पे उसका असर है, म्यूजिक पे उसका है कि हर चीज सिमेट्रिकल है। तो यानी जो खाने में सिमेट्री की बात आप कह रही हैं तो वो एक नफासत का हिस्सा है। मगर लोगों को अक्सर जो मुश्किल होती है, क्योंकि प्रैक्टिकल तो बात समझ में आ जाती है लेकिन खूबसूरती की बात समझने में बहुत वक्त लगता है
जी। और फिर जैसे हम यहाँ पर हमारे यहाँ लखनऊ में और आसपास के इलाकों में गोश्त में अक्सर सब्ज़ी डाली जाती है, तो फिर ये भी ख्याल रखना पड़ता है कि गोश्त को इतना गला लें कि उसमें ज़रा सी गुंजाइश रह जाए। खाली दही की बात अगर कर लें कि जिस दही बाद में हम जब हमारे मसाले भुन जाते हैं गोश्त के साथ, तो फिर हम थोड़ा सा दही, हमारे इन इलाकों में कभी टमाटर का इस्तेमाल नहीं होता है। टमाटर इज़ नेवर यूज्ड एज अ मसाला, इट्स ऑलवेज यूज्ड एज अ वेजिटेबल। सो हम जब गोश्त भूनते हैं और भुन चुका होता है, मसाले भुन गए, तो हम फिर थोड़ा सा दही डाल के ज़रूर भूनते हैं। उस दही को वैसे ऐसे ही नहीं डाल लेते हैं, उस दही को हमेशा छान के डाला जाता है। अगर आप छान के डालिएगा तो एक दही का एक बिल्कुल ही इवन लुक आता है, और बिना छाना दही अगर आपने अंदर डाल दिया तो आपकी पूरी डिश की शक्ल, फिर आप कितनी भी कोशिश करेंगे वो दही के ज़र्रे उसमें तैरते हुए मिलेंगे आपको। इट विल जस्ट स्पॉइल द लुक ऑफ योर डिश, इट विल नॉट गो अवे। सो अगेन आई एम श्योर आई मस्ट हैव डन इट विदाउट whipping it or बिना छाने, and I'm sure it must have looked bad and तो ये नफासत ये भी हुई।
एक चाचा ने कहा था मुझे बहुत पहले कि जब हम हॉस्टल में रहते थे, उन्होंने कहा बहुत ख़राब खाना मिलता है, हम क्या करें, मतलब दाल इतनी ख़राब सी आती है। तो उन्होंने कहा कुछ नहीं, एक असली घी का डब्बा अपने पास रखो और जब दाल आए तो उसमें ज़्यादा डालो, ठीक हो जाएगी। ये तो मैं देख रहा हूँ, मैं ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ। बट हाउ डू यू सी एज घी, कड़वा तेल, घी, या जो रिफाइंड की बात भी है, रिफाइंड भी है जी। या और तरह के तेलों का इस्तेमाल, आई डोंट नो कितना होता है आपके इलाकों में, जैतून के तेल या नारियल के तेल का उस तरह इस्तेमाल
नहीं होता है।
लेकिन जो तेल है, वैरायटी ऑफ ऑयल्स है जो अवेलेबल है हमारे पास, जो बरसों से इस्तेमाल होता चला रहा है, उस पे इफ यू वांट टू से,
कड़वे तेल एक ऐसी चीज़ है जिससे कुछ सब्जियों का
क्लैरिफाई टू द ऑडियंस, मस्टर्ड ऑयल जो है ना, उसको कड़वा तेल कहते हैं।
कुछ चीज़ों के साथ बड़ा अच्छा जोड़ होता है, जैसे मेथी है, मेथी आलू आप पकाएं, आप कड़वे तेल में पका के देखिए और आप वैसे किसी रिफाइंड तेल में पका के देखिए, यू विल नो द डिफरेंस योरसेल्फ। या करेला है, कुछ चीज़ों का तो जोड़ कड़वे तेल के साथ है ही बिलाशुबा।
हम इस वक्त ज्योति सिन्हा साहिबा के साथ बैठे हुए हैं, और ज्योति इज़ ऑल्सो वन ऑफ आवर कुक्स, वन ऑफ आवर होम शेफ्स फॉर आवर संडे होम कुक्ड फेस्टिवल, and of course she is involved in a lot of things. She runs several organizations of her own and very active, but she still takes out time to cook.
We are committed towards physical, emotional and mental health of the society. तो ये इसमें हम लोग we do organize many workshops, awareness programs. लिखती हूँ और मुझे कथक, थिएटर और ये सब चीज़ों से मुझे बहुत प्यार है, इसलिए मैं उसके लिए बहुत सारे कार्यक्रम करती रहती हूँ। और
ये काफ़ी लंबी जाएगी, ठीक है, हाँ हम कर सकते हैं, और बाकी यूट्यूब पे जाके देख लो। हाँ एग्जैक्टली, हाँ कुछ सवाल हो अगर आपके। एक चीज़ और मैं कहना चाहूँगा, लखनऊ जैसे कि MSLF, थोड़ा सा और सेकेंड, MSLF सिर्फ 6 महीने के लिए हमारा रिसर्च का काम होता है, जिसमें हमने अभी से शुरू कर दिया है नेक्स्ट ईयर फेस्टिवल के लिए, तो काफ़ी लोग आते हैं। लखनऊ बायोस्कोप एक ऑनगोइंग चीज़ है, जैसे कि हमने 100 दुकानें कर ली, लेकिन हज़ारों दुकानें, तो हमें और लोगों की ज़रूरत है। इफ़ यू वॉन्ट टू ज्वाइन अवर टीम यू कैन, वी नीड वॉलंटियर्स फ्रॉम लखनऊ और बाहर से भी, जहाँ से भी आना चाहो आप। काम करना है, काफ़ी क्रिएटिव है, मज़ा आता है। मैं भी दिल्ली छोड़ के लखनऊ में काम कर रहा हूँ, मज़ेदार काम है। अगर आना चाहो तो आ सकते। बाकी सनत किताबें मिलेंगे, चाय वगैरह तो हो ही जाएगी वहाँ पे, ठीक है। थैंक यू।
What a mesmerizing presentation. Such is the richness of our Awadhi cuisines. It left my taste buds tickle, and I'm sure the case is same with all of us. Thank you, sir, for such a fascinating and appealing presentation. You have indeed transported us to the streets of Lucknow. Now I invite our next presenter, Connoisseur Chef Mohammad Shaim Qureshi from Hayat Regency, who has more than 2 decades of hospitality experience. He is a perfectionist in Indian cuisine with contemporary touch, like North Indian kebabs and other delicacies. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me. अभी जैसे कि सैफ साहब ने आपको आज की कुजीन के बारे में और अभी लखनऊ कल्चर्स के बारे में बताया, मैं आपको कुछ थोड़ा पहले लेके जाता हूँ कि जब अवधी कुजीन कैसे स्टार्ट हुई, कहाँ से हुई. तो एक्चुअली इज़ द सेम सिमिलर टू मुगलाई कुजीन, बट जब ड्यूरिंग द 4th नवाब आसिफुद्दौला साहब जब उन्होंने अपनी कैपिटल चेंज किया फैज़ाबाद से लखनऊ, तब उन्होंने यहाँ पे जो है ना इस कुजीन को इम्प्रोवाइज़ किया और अपने हेड शेफ़ जो उस टाइम पे बोले जाते थे दरोगा बावर्ची और हकीम और रकाबदार, तो उन्होंने मिलके इनको कुजीन को बहुत इम्प्रोवाइज़ किया. उस टाइम पे बहुत सारे एक्सपेरिमेंटल किए इस कुजीन को, तो सारी चीज़ें बन के तब अवधी कुजीन बहुत रिफ़ाइन हुई उस टाइम पे. तो अवधी कुजीन पे उस टाइम पे उन्होंने बहुत सारे हकीम को इसलिए इन्वॉल्व किया क्योंकि बहुत सारे मसाले और बहुत सारी चीज़ों का यूज़ किया जो आपकी जो डिश बन के तैयार हो तो वो आपके मैदे यानी कि स्टमक आपको हेल्थ वाइज भी काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से स्ट्रॉन्ग करे. तो उनका जो मेन रीज़न था कि आपको जो भी मसाले या जो भी डिश जाए तो वो आपको एनर्जी दे काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से सारी चीज़ें. जैसे कि नहारी आपने सुनी होगी, नहारी की ईजाद क्यों की गई थी. तो नहारी जो उन्होंने ईजाद की थी या नहारी जो उन्होंने बनाई थी वो इसलिए बनाई थी क्योंकि प्रोटीन जब इमाम बाड़े और ये रूमी दरवाज़े बन रहे थे तब उस समय वहाँ के लेबर्स को एक अच्छी मील चाहिए होती थी मॉर्निंग के टाइम पे. तो उस मील जो होनी चाहिए थी वो प्रोटीन बेस्ड होनी चाहिए थी, तब उन्होंने जो है तो उस नहारी की ईजाद की यहाँ पे. तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारी टेक्निक अवधी कुजीन आप इट्स आर्ट. तो अवधी कुजीन के जो फंडामेंटल्स हैं वो बहुत ही अहम है. इसके बेसिक जो 3 फंडामेंटल्स हैं, इट्स रिच, इट शुड बी रिच. रिच मीन्स आपका जो मतलब बहुत सारे रिच जो लोग समझ सकते हैं कि रिच मीन्स कि उसमें बहुत सारे कैशनट्स डाल दो, ग्रेवीज के अंदर ये सब डाल दो. इस डजंट मीन्स रिच मीन्स कि आपकी जो मतलब जो आपकी डिश है वो आपके स्टमक और टमी को जो है ना डिस्टर्ब ना करे, ये सारी चीज़ें. और इट शुड बी एरोमेटिक, आपकी जो डिश है वो काफ़ी खुशबूदार हो. अगर आप यहाँ पका रहे हो तो उसकी खुशबू दूर दूर तक जाए. और आप ऑब्वियसली टेस्ट कि आपकी जो डिश हो वो आपकी टेस्टी हो. तो यहाँ की कुजीन के अंदर आप बाकी अदर एनी कुजीन कोई भी आप कंपेयर करें तो इस कुजीन के अंदर बहुत सारे एक्सपेरिमेंट किए गए. द वे ऑफ कुकिंग स्टाइल्स, यूज़ ऑफ इक्विपमेंट, यूज़ ऑफ यूटेंसिल्स. जैसे कि यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें तो जो यहाँ की टेक्निक्स है कुकिंग की वो आपको और किसी अदर कुजीन्स के अंदर नहीं मिलेगी. कि जैसे यहाँ पे आपका स्लो फायर कुकिंग है, इट्स कॉल्ड दमपुक कुजीन. तो यहाँ पे स्लो फायर कुकिंग में काम होता है. यूटेंसिल्स बहुत सारे अलग तरीके के यूज़ होते हैं, लाइक माहे तवा और लगन और कॉपर के बर्तन उस टाइम यूज़ होते थे, बहुत सारी चीज़ें. और कुछ चीज़ें हैं जैसे यहाँ के मुख्तलिफ कोरमे हैं, इन्होंने यहाँ के अपनी डिशेस के अंदर जो है वो बहुत सारे ब्रांचेस बनाए उस टाइम पे एक्सपेरिमेंट करके. मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के अगर कोरमे बनाए तो उसमें मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म के कोरमे दिए, कोरमे की वैरायटीज़ दी. बिरयानी या पुलाव बनाए तो उसमें मुख्तलिफ़ किस्म की बिरयानी पुलाव की वैरायटीज़ काफ़ी दी. ब्रेड्स का यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स हुआ. शिरमाल आपको लखनऊ की ही देन है, ईजाद है. शिरमाल जो रोटीज़ बाकर खानी, पराठा वगैरह जो शिरमाल है वो लखनऊ में ही यहाँ के रकाबदार और बावर्चियों ने ईजाद किया था यहाँ की. तो बाकी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं अवधी कुजीन का. अगर इसे बोला जाए तो आई थिंक मेरे ख्याल से 10 मिनट नहीं होंगे इनफ. तो बहुत ये सारी चीज़ें हैं. तो आई थिंक जो मतलब कुजीन है दैट इज कुजीन इज़ अवधी कुजीन इज़ आर्ट. आपको एनी अदर कुजीन के अंदर जितनी वैरायटी आपको अवधी कुजीन के अंदर हैं उतनी वैरायटी आपको आई थिंक किसी और कुजीन के अंदर नहीं मिलेंगी. तो एग्जैक्टली, तो दैट्स इट. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much, sir. The session has been in its real spirit, keeping alive the ethos of this workshop of learning together, growing together, and evolving together. With this, I request all our guests to please proceed for lunch, and for our participating students to collect their coupons for lunch on the ground floor near the registration desk.
Participants, please wait in the mini auditorium itself.
The participating students have to collect their coupons from here only. They do not have to move to the ground floor.
Samiksha?
Ma'am, registration.
समीक्षा
सबके पास स्लिप भी नहीं है ना. कुछ हुआ ही नहीं. All the participants kindly come forward one by one. All the participants, please come forward.
हर्षित पटेल, राहुल कसौधन, प्रशांत यादव, अर्पिता प्रजापति, सतीश कुमार, कुमारी अनीता रानी, रश्मि तिवारी, अनिल कुमार तिवारी, मोहम्मद नसीम, चरण सिंह वर्मा, मनोज कुमार पांडे, धीरेन्द्र कुमार, सुनील कुमार चौधरी, तुबा परवीन शेख, डॉक्टर उपिन वर्मा, डॉक्टर अभिषेक मिश्रा, कहाँ से, आयुषी द्विवेदी, डॉक्टर शशांक शेखर, उत्कर्षिता सिंह पाल, बहादुर, ज्योति वर्मा, शिवानी मिश्रा, and all the other people who have registered earlier. Anshika Pandey? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pragati Nag, Dr. Prem Singh. Please collect your food coupons from your right side. Please come forward. Students, please form a line and then take your food coupons one by one. रुक जाओ. Please be fast. चल रहा है क्या? स्नैपशॉट क्लब, आप लोग भी अपना फूड कूपन कलेक्ट कर लीजिए. क्या है? तो में 2 एक्स्ट्रा भटूरे थोड़ा ना मिलेंगे. या मैं फिर से अनाउंस कर रही हूँ सारे नाम। प्रगति नाग, शालिनी पांडे, आयुषी द्विवेदी, अर्पिता खरे, उत्कर्षिता पाल, शौकत, तुषार साहू, डॉक्टर शशांक शेखर, पार्वती शर्मा, मानसी, शुभम यादव, शिवम सिंह, शुभम सिंह, सिद्धार्थ मिश्रा, काजल, अनन्या सिंह, अली हसन खान, मौमिता गुप्ता, यश नाग, आस्था, सुगंधा, कौशिकी गुप्ता, अलीशा खान, आकाश कुमार सिंह, प्राची पांडे, हर्षप्रीत कौर, रिया अग्रहरी, हर्षिता पांड।
यहाँ पे 200 लोगों के नाम अब।
ओके, थैंक यू। थैंक यू सो मच लॉ डिपार्टमेंट के लोग। हाँ, शिवम पाल, क्या आप हमें सुन रहे हैं? सुन रहे हैं तो प्लीज आके कूपन ले लें अपना। कितना टाइम है, कब से शुरू होगा? कितना बज रहा टाइम?
नहीं पता कितना बजे शुरू होगा। अरे अभी तुरंत बदलना है वो बैटरी भाई।
पार्टिसिपेंट्स आर रिक्वेस्टेड कि वो लोग 3:30 बजे फिर से आ जाएं मिनी ऑडिटोरियम में। अभी हमारा प्रोग्राम ओवर नहीं हुआ है। नीचे
नाम अनाउंस करेंगी, लाइन का अनाउंस। ये इतनी बड़ी बड़ी लिस्टें हैं, आप कहाँ नाम अनाउंस कर रहे थे? इनसे भी मैंने एक ही चीज कही, रजिस्ट्रेशन स्लिप दिखाते जाओ, लेते जाओ।
जो जो प्रोग्राम जो कर रहे हैं उनको सुनवा
अबे यहीं से प्ले कर देना भाई भाई देखो इसमें
ये कल उनको खाली मिलना है जगह, कल यहाँ ये सब नहीं होगा।
ज़मीन पे हमको बोना है, आशा के मोती सांसों की माला हमें पिरोना है।
ओरिजिनल के चक्कर में तो गलती हुई थी कल।
बच्चों से पूछ लो।
हम यही इसी का यही गाने बोला मैंने ऐसे ही। इसको पर मत डाल दो। हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि जब थाली लेने मत कर दो।
सागर खाना मुझसे ज्यादा मुझसे ज्यादा आप लोग जाके बच्चों को ये सब दिखा दीजिए जो भी परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं ना, मुझसे ज्यादा सागर ही बच्चों को सुनवाओ, क्योंकि मुझे तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
मैम देखो आपके सामने डाल दो और कल कुछ बोलेंगे तो स्टॉप।
भाई नीचे उतर ऋषिकेश भैया।
बंद कर दो यार। एक कोई नहीं। अरे नहीं लाइव है, बिना हम देखेंगे। ये भी दिख रहा है। बस वहाँ के दिख रहा है। यहाँ नहीं ना दिख। खाली चीज रियलिटी बस। वो नहीं ना दिख रहा है। वही दिख रहा है। पिछले 2 घंटे 25 मिनट से लाइन हाँ representing all of you. अब बोल जल्दी जल्दी करो। हाँ
मैं तो यही खिला रहा हूँ। इसमें है नहीं नहीं सुनो यही खिला रहा हूँ। यहाँ प्लेट्स नहीं
I went there.
भैया खुशी भैया पासवर्ड 0611
Thank you.
श्रेयादी पानी
दूसरी नंबर पढ़ेंगे नहीं
श्रेयादी की माला हमें पिरोना है, अपना बोझ मिलके साथी हमको ढो
Students, please take your seats. I would like to request all the delegates, please settle down so we can proceed the function. Deependra, please close the door.
इसकी अब जरूरत ही नहीं है, स्टिल इट इज देयर।
हाँ मिलेंगे। कहाँ पे? अजीत, वाटर बॉटल्स कहाँ हैं? वाटर बॉटल्स कहाँ हैं? वाटर बॉटल्स कहाँ हैं? यहाँ पे वाटर बॉटल्स रखवाओ। दुकान भैया तेल से रखवाओ। उसको रिफिल करवाएं। Students, please maintain the silence.
शुरू करें, बैठ जाए बच्चे। स्टूडेंट्स एट द बैक, प्लीज सेटल डाउन। Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back again after having the meal. This session is full of poetry and folk songs from different countries. And nothing can be better than quoting Maulana Rumi. Students at the back. This session is full of poetry and folk songs from different parts of our country and from other countries also. This session, I will start with quoting Maulana Rumi. Naman behuda girde kuchao bazar mi gardam, mazake aashiki daram pae didar mi gardam, mazake aashiki daram pae didar mi gardam. खुदाया रहम कुन बरमन, खुदाया रहम कुन बरमन परीशां वार मी गर्दम, खुदाया रहम कुन बरमन परीशां वार मी गर्दम. खताकारम गुनहगारम बहाल जार मी गर्दम, शराबे शौक मी नोशम बगिरदे यार मी गर्दम. गुलाम शम्स तबरेज़म कलंदर वार मी गर्दम, Kalandar Varmi Gardam. With its English translation, no, I am not roaming aimlessly around the streets and bazaar. I am a lover searching for his beloved. God have mercy on me. I am walking around troubled. I have done wrong and sinned, and I am walking around wounded. I have drunk the wine of desire and am strolling around beloved. Though I may seem drunk, I am quite sober. With its Hindi translation, मौलाना रूमी फरमा रहे हैं कि मैं बेहुदा नहीं हूँ जो बाजार के आसपास फिर रहा हूँ. मैं आशिकी का जायका जानता हूँ, दीदार के लिए फिर रहा हूँ. ऐ खुदा रहम कर मुझ पर, मैं परेशान हाल फिर रहा हूँ. मैं खताकार हूँ, मैं गुनाहगार हूँ और अपनी ख़राब हाल के साथ फिर रहा हूँ. शौक़ का शराब पीता हूँ और मुरीद के इर्द गिर्द फिर रहा हूँ. मैं शम्स तबरेज़ जो मेरे पीर और मुर्शिद हैं उनका गुलाम हूँ और मस्त मलंग होकर फिर रहा हूँ. We all know that Maulana Rumi is a Sufi mystic poet. He was a Sufi mystic poet and he followed Shams Tabrizi. For him, Shams Tabrizi was everything, just like a friend in need. Okay, so moving on forward, our first person in this session who would be reciting his poem is Bakhtiyar Kakimov from Tajikistan.
Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, dear guests, dear students, dear professors. My name is Bakhtiyar Kakimov. I'm from Tajikistan. I've completed my master's in English literature from Lucknow University. And as our today's workshop is cross-cultural communication, and I would like to read a poem of the great Persian poet Abu Abdullah Rudaki. As a poetry and poems is also a way of exchanging culture, as mostly poets and writers sharing their culture, tradition, and love through their poems and works. Abu Abdullah Rudaki was born in 9th century in Panjrud village, nowadays Samarkand. He was a Persian poet, singer, musician who served as a court poet under the Samanid Empire. He is regarded as the first major poet to write in New Persian. Abu Abdullah Rudaki is acknowledged as the founder of the New Persian poetry, and in Tajikistan, he is acknowledged as a father of Tajik literature. Now, I would like to read his poem, which is called Jui Mulion, and then I will read it in English language. بوی جوی مولیون آید همه یادیاری مهربان آید همه ریگ آمو و درشتی راه او زیر پایم پرنیهان آید همه آبی جیهون با همه پهناوری خینگ ما را تا میان آید همه ای بخارا شاد باش و دیر زی میر نزدت شادمان آید همه میر ماه است و بخارا آسمان ماه سوی آسمان آید همه میر سرو است و بخارا بوستان سرو سوی بوستان آید همه آفرین و مدح سود آید همه گر به گنج اندر زیان آید همه. The translation of this poem is done by A.G. Arbery in 1958. The Jewy Mulian we call to mind. We long for those dear friends long left behind. The sands of Oxus, toilsome though they be, beneath my feet were soft as a silk to me. Glad at the friend's return, the Oxus deep, up to our Greece in laughing ways shall leap. Long live Bukhara, besoft of God's cheer. Joys toward thee hastens our emir. The moons, the prince, Bukhara is the sky. O sky, the moon shall light thee by and by. Bukhara is the mead, the cypress he receive at last, O mead, by cypress tree. And now I would like to read a poem by our respected Professor R.P. Singh. And the translation of this poem in Tajik language is done by me. Thank you. Professor R.P. Singh is a professor of English at the Department of English and Modern European Languages, director and international student advisor of the University of Lucknow. As a creative writer in English and Hindi, Professor R.P. Singh has published approximately 175 research articles, books, and chapters. And also, he has published approximately 500 poems and popular articles in newspapers and magazines. Now, I would like to read his poem, which called Desires God Clasped with a Silence, from the series of the poems Two Violet Flowers by Professor R.P. Singh. Desires God clasped with a silence, beating the retreat under the pressure, hearing and hearing of you through the air, from stars and from the waning moon. Thoughts used to connect, like the smell does it, to the olfactory spot and flavors to the taste buds. Desires send a white flag with a different down, a proposal for the peace, and the nature just quits. Again a good evening, a part of the noun phrase, and thereafter a little phrase with the verb, yes, a meek high pinch. Now I will read the translation in Tajik languages. آرزوها با خاموشی پیچیده شدند، عقیب زدند زیر فشار، شنیدند و شنیدنی تو از هوا، از ستاره ها و از ماه کامیاب. فکرها پیوست شدند مثل بوی، جای خوشبوی و مزه نوده طعمی. آرزوها فرستادند پرچمی سفید با صبح دیگر و تکلیف صلح و ترک طبیعت. باز یک شب بخیر، یک جزئی باره اسمی، بعد کمی با فعل، بله باز یک سلامی کوتاهی حلیم. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bakhtiyar. I would just like to tell you all that Bakhtiyar told about mentioned the name of a place, Samarkand. Samarkand is very beautiful place. and lots of Sufi mystic poets have been associated with that play, with the Samarkand. And I will tell you one thing. This is my first time when I have recited something in Farsi, and just this word kha and kha, it took almost 1 hour for me to make my kha and kha correct. And still my senior is saying no, it's not correct pronunciation. So जो तलफ़ुज़ होता है ना वो इतना आसान नहीं होता है. जो हमारी आम बोलचाल की भाषा होती है वो बहुत अलग होती है, पर जब आप किसी रीजन की बोलने की कोशिश करते हैं ना तो ज़बान नहीं टूटती, इतना आसान नहीं होता है. और मैंने कल जो अपनी क्लास ली, ही इज़ अ वेरी वेल रिनाउंड फारसी पोएट. ही सिंग, अरे बाजी आपका खा नहीं निकल रहा है, कैसे ऐसे होगा, आप कल कैसे प्रेजेंट करेंगी. मतलब ही टुक 1 hour ऑन मी टू सो दैट एसेंट कैन कम फ्रॉम माई थ्रोट, बट इतना आसान नहीं होता है. तो एज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कल्चर, I would just like to tell you one couplet that is written in इमामबाड़ा. हमारी फटी टोपियों पे मत हंसो, हमारी फटी टोपियों पे मत हंसो, हमारे ताज अजायब घर में रखे हैं. These are the lines which are engraved on the grave of our king who is resting in peace in इमामबाड़ा. इसका मतलब ये है कि आप हमें देख करके हमारे कल्चर को मत जानो. आपको देखना है कि लखनऊ क्या है, तो लखनऊ, पुराने लखनऊ में जा कर के देखो, उन तंग गलियों में जा कर के देखो, उन जगहों में जाके देखो जहां आज भी पीतल और जैसे लखनऊ को जो सिंबल है वो मछली का है, आप सब लोग जानते हैं. ऑफिशियल जो एम्बलम में यूज़ किया जाता है तो वो मछलियों का काम आज सिमट करके पुराने लखनऊ की गलियों में, खासकर चौक में जो 9 गलियां उसमें से एक गली में वो काम होता है. तो हियर the person is trying to say that don't judge me by looking at my clothes or looking at by my hat. Go and see the old Lucknow and the lanes. There you will come to know what Lucknow is all about, and that is true. अगर आज के वक्त में आपको मैं बताऊं, आपको पुराने लखनऊ को देखना है तो जो घंटा घर है ठीक उसके पीछे परी महल और सराउंडिंग का एरिया है. आप बस वहाँ चले जाइए जो हकीकत में लखनऊ था. आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ लखनऊ आज के वक्त में वहीं देखने को मिलेगा. उर्दू के जो होर्डिंग्स होते थे पुराने वक्त पे टीन के शीट्स पे, आज भी वहाँ पे उसी तरह से होता है. दस्तरखान बिछा करके जो खाना खाया जाता था वो आज भी वहीं होता है. इस लखनऊ के इस खित्ते में आपको वो चीज़ नहीं देखने को मिलेगी. और जामा मस्जिद इज़ नॉट ओनली इन दिल्ली, वी हैव वन जामा मस्जिद इन लखनऊ ऑल्सो. नाउ वी हैव श्रेयांशी सिंह with us. She will be reciting her poem.
And it's open to all. Anybody who wants to come and say something, a line or two, you're most welcome.
गुड आफ्टरनून एंड नमस्कार. सर्वप्रथम यहाँ पे उपस्थित अतिथिगण एवं शिक्षकगणों की उपस्थिति को प्रणाम करना चाहती हूँ. और अपनी मातृभाषा में मैंने एक कविता लिखा है. आशा है कि मेरे कविता का शब्द शब्द आपके दिलों तक पहुँचेगा, और अगर आपके दिलों तक पहुँच जाए तो तालियों की साज़ दे दीजिएगा. मेरे हर पंक्ति में यहाँ की सभ्यता और संस्कृति को दर्शाया गया है. मैंने ये लिखा है. वैसे तो भारत की सभ्यता को और संस्कृति को शब्दों में लिखना इतना आसान नहीं है, शायद शब्द भी कम पड़ जाए मेरे लिए. तो शायद अभी अबोध हूँ, शब्दों का ज़्यादा ज्ञान नहीं, पर लिख ना सकूँ भारत की गाथा, मैं इतनी भी नादान नहीं. ऐसे ही अपनी पंक्तियों को मैं शुरू करूँगी. यहाँ की मिट्टी से सभ्यता और संस्कृति की महक आती है. यहाँ की मिट्टी से सभ्यता और संस्कृति की महक आती है. यहाँ की हरियाली को देख हवाएं भी बहक जाती हैं. यहाँ मंदिरों से जयकारे और शंखनाद की आवाज़ें भी आती हैं. यहाँ खुदा के सजदे में सारी शख्सियत एक साथ झुक जाती है. यहाँ होली में गुझिया भी बनाई जाती है. यहाँ सेवई बनाकर ईद भी बड़े धूमधाम से मनाई जाती है. यहाँ हर कसम हर रिश्ता पूरी शिद्दत से निभाई जाती है. यहाँ प्रसिद्धि पैसों से नहीं दुआओं से कमाई जाती है. और क्या कहूँ अपने भारत के बारे में, कुछ अगर शब्द भी बोलूँ तो शब्द कम पड़ जाए. यहाँ का हर कोना वीरता की गाथाओं से भरा है. किसी कोने में मर्दानी लक्ष्मीबाई का बादल. मर्दानी लक्ष्मीबाई के 2 घोड़े थे, पवन और बादल, तो बादल उनका घोड़ा था. किसी कोने में मर्दानी लक्ष्मीबाई का बादल, तो किसी कोने में महाराणा राणा प्रताप का चेतक विजय पताका लिए खड़ा है. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू. शुक्रिया.
Thank you so much, Shreyanshi. Now we have Shaukat Ahmed Bhatt. He will be singing Kashmiri folk song.
आदाब। मेरा नाव शौकत अहमद भट्ट। तो आज मैं तुम ब्रोह कन गेवन पेश करुन यमुक नाव रॉय चोन। सो गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू ऑल। माई नेम इज शौकत अहमद भट्ट, फाइनल ईयर स्टूडेंट ऑफ BA Honours English, and I am from Jammu and Kashmir. So today I am going to present a Kashmiri folk song in front of you all. The title of song is Roy Chon, which means your face. This song is actually a love song, which is sung and composed by a famous singer of Kashmir, Mr. Ishfaq Kawa, and written by Mr. Muntazir Yasir. So here I am going to start my performance. Hope you all will like it. Thank you. Roy chon vachit myaharovum kararai chum chon intizarai bas chon hayaro chum chon intizarai bas chon hayaro bahadadi chane गोसई हा बेमारई छुम चोन इंतजारई बस चोन हा यारो छुम चोन इंतजारई बस चोन हा यारो लुख छी करान जुदाई सुई हम दर्द दिल रोवी लुख छी करान जुदाई सुई हम दर्द दिल रोवी सुई हम दर्द दिल रोवी हो सुई हम दर्द दिल रोवी महनाव चेरोस छीबे का सहारे छुम चोन इंतजारे बस चोन हयारो छुम चोन इंतजारे बस चोन हयारो रोई चोन वचित म्यारोवुम करारई छुम चोन इंतजारे बस चोन हयारो छुम चोन इंतजारे बस चोन हयारो कुरसारनी में अलविदा छुक चीव म्योनी रह बरा छुक चीव म्योनी रह बरा हो छुक चीव म्योनी रह बरा वनो जात से निश जुदा गच वन दोबारे छुम चोन इंतजारे बस चोन हयारो छुम चोन इंतजारे बस चोन हयारो बस चोन हयारो। थैंक यू। So, ma'am, I can sing an old song. आपकी नज़रों ने समझा. So, आपकी नज़रों ने समझा प्यार के काबिल मुझे दिल की है धड़कन ठहर जा मिल गई मंजिल मुझे आपकी नज़रों ने समझा जी हमें मंजूर है आपका ये फैसला जी हमें मंजूर है आपका ये फैसला कह रही है हर नजर बंदा परवर शुक्रिया दो जहां की आज खुशियाँ हो गई हासिल मुझे आपकी नजरों ने समझा. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes.
Ilham wants to sing a song.
अच्छा. Ilham from Afghanistan. We have a famous pop singer from Afghanistan, Ilham. Pop singer, ghazal singer and folk singer.
हाँ सर. नहीं होगा.
मोबाइल से कनेक्ट कर दिया सर और रिसीवर से.
मोबाइल से ही.
या मुझे लगता नहीं है वैसे बारिश में. अच्छा ये भी
नहीं होगा.
अच्छा. That song Lalo Lalo is from Afghanistan.
कौन सा सर?
नहीं पश्तो गाना है.
Sound system. Just put the sound in
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and by permission of respected professors. Today, according to your request, I'm gonna perform an Afghani song, and the lyrics, the original song is from The Legend of Pop Music of Afghanistan, Ahmad Zahir. It's in Persian language, my mother tongue. And the poem is Hafiz Shirazi. در دست صبا افتد هر جا که دل باشم در دام بلا افتد هر جا که دل باشم در دام بلا افتد ما کشتی صبر خود در بحر غم افکنده تا آخر از این طوفان هر تخت کجا گر زلف پریشانم در دست صبا افتد هر جا که دل باشم در دام بلا افتد در دام بلا در دام بلا افتد Thank you so much, guys. Bollywood and Hollywood? Oh my, it's impossible, sir. Yeah, I will make a mixture of Afghani and Indian, but I cannot take Hollywood. Okay. Yeah. Okay. In YouTube, you can open YouTube, please. Once. These guys want little bit rhythmic song, I think. But that type of song that sir wants, that's not rhythmic. That's Purana Gana, बहुत पुराना गाने. Okay, now this song is in Hindi and Persian. Originally the composition of the legend of pop music of India, Muhammad Rafi sir. Everyone loves him from the deep of heart. टूटे हुए ख्वाबों ने हमको ये सिखाया है, दिल ने जैसे पाया था, आंखों ने गवाया है। टूटे हुए ख्वाबों ने ओ ये सिखाया है, दिल ने जैसे पाया था, आंखों ने गवाया है। टूटे हुए ख्वाबों ने। हम ढूंढते हैं उनको जो मिलके नहीं मिलते, हम ढूंढते हैं उनको जो मिलके नहीं मिलते, रोते हैं न जाने क्यों मेहमान वो मेरे दिल के, मेहमान वो मेरे दिल के। क्या अपनी तमन्ना थी, क्या सामने आया है, दिल ने जैसे पाया था, आंखों ने गवाया है। टूटे हुए ख्वाबों ने। This is a sad song, a little bit tragic, but I hope you like it. Ay dard tuam darman, dar bestar nakami. Ay dard tuam darman, dar bestar nakami. Wa yaad tuam शैतन हाय, दर को शैतन हाय। दिल ने जैसे पाया था, कौन गवाया है। ऐ पादशाहे खूबान, दाद अज़ गम तन्हाए, दिल बे तू बजाना मत, वक्त अस्तु के पास आए। टूटे हुए ख्वाबों ने। Shukriya, thank you so much. Okay, next time we are again, I will perform a pure Afghani song for you, a romantic song or folklore. Okay, thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much. We have one last song, and after that last song, which will be sung by Nandini, we will end this session. Nandini, please.
I'm going to be very short because I mentioned in my country we speak Bhojpuri. So I want to show you my ancestors from India have both the language Bhojpuri in my country Mauritius, and how do we speak Bhojpuri through a song. I hope you will understand some few of the Bhojpuri words. The rest of the words are mixed with Dutch, Hindi, Bhojpuri, and other languages also. It goes like this. सहल के लिज़नवा में सहल के लिज़नवा में ज़ोली ज़ोली छोकरी सहल के लिज़नवा में ज़ोली ज़ोली छोकरी जुबे डाल तो लेके जाए जुबे डाल तो लेके जाए चुन चुन के मारे नजरिया जुबे डाल तो लेके जाए जुबे डाल तो लेके जाए चुन चुन के मारे नजरिया पति पति मंगिया के भौजी पति पति मंगिया के भौजी सिंदूरवा शोभिल हो सिंदूरवा लहरिया के भौजी अरे जिया राम मोहेर सिंदूरवा लहरिया के भौजी अरे जिया राम मोहेल हो सहल के लिज़नवा में जोली जोली छोकरी सहल के लिज़नवा में जोली जोली छोकरी जुबे डाल तो लेके जाए जुबे डाल तो लेके जाए चुन चुन के मारे नजरिया. By the way, Lutwa means cow. हम लोगों ने अपना भोजपुरी बना दिया मॉरिशस में. So thank you so much.
One more participant, Nalini.
From Guyana, she's giving
From-
right, so she will-
From Guyana.
Good afternoon, all. I have a little confession to make. I don't think I can do better than Nandini, but I'm hoping we can end on a happy note. My confession is I'm a little jealous. Everybody else got up here and they spoke about their country. And I sat there and I'm like, I also want to tell you about mine. So I might look like I'm somewhere from Bihar or some Kolkata or somewhere, but I am from oceans away. I am from the Caribbean. My country is Guyana. My ancestors, also like Nandini's, left here 184 years ago, and I am the first of my generation to come back. I don't speak Hindi. I'm learning a little bit now. So lots of you, you outdo me in that. Like, you speak English, you speak Hindi, you learn so much more than I do. And like I said, I began with saying I'm a little bit jealous about it, but that's okay. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about my country. It is geographically located on South America, the continent, and it's the only English-speaking country on that continent. We are culturally, seeing we're doing cross-culture, we are culturally Caribbean people. Our people came from this land as indentured laborers, and then from there, some came back and most stayed. They couldn't afford to cross those seas and come back. I have the pleasure of leaving in 2 days to go back. It will take me 4 days to get home. And I have a plane. They took months in those ships that they went with. And I am so thankful for the sacrifices that they would have made for me to be here today to speak to all of you. A little bit more about my place. We are of 6 people, so our culture is influenced from all across the globe. When they went there, they were the Amerindians, the native people, so that's one. Then the Europeans went, that is the Europeans, the Dutch, Portuguese people. They took slaves from Africa, so we have Africans as well. After the Africans would have gained their freedom, they got indentured laborers from both India and China. So we have 6 people, and our culture is a representation of that. Our religions, we have 3 major religions in my country. We have Hinduism, we have Christianity, and we have Islam. Our festivals are influenced by those religions. We have Deepavali. I'm happy to go home to celebrate this year. I had the pleasure of celebrating Holi in Vrindavan in India. We also have Holi there. We have smaller ones under Hinduism. We have Krishna Janmashtami, Shivratri, those things, but those are not national holidays. We have 2 national holidays, Deepavali and Holi. We have Eid, we have Qurbani, we have Christmas, and we have the Easter weekend with Friday. So we have an inclusive culture in my place. Our clothing, it's for religious functions, we wear Indian wear, we also wear whatever else, but mostly we're westernized. We follow those people because they came, they left, whatever they left we took, yes, we don't have. Now we have a little bit more access to internet. We see, oh yes, this was ours. So we wear saris, we import things. Now it's a little bit more, but before it was whatever was there. Our clothing is that. Our food, it comes from these 6 people that I speak of. We have dal and rice and curries, all sorts, but we cannot come close to the land of spices. You guys, it's too much. You have one meal, one spicy dish here, I can use those spices to cook a month's food. It's too much for us, but we love it. It's delicious, it's diverse, it's that's about the food. The dance is influenced. We have different dances. We have the Africans. You know these Africans can dance? Have you ever had the pleasure of seeing Africans dance? Maybe tomorrow they will bless you with some of their dancing. It's full of energy. And we had some of these growing up. We have Kathak in our place. Our local dance is an influx of all these 6 people that we have. So we don't have a specific one, but we have a blend of all. And our clothing, like I said, some of our festivals, you know about Brazil and Carnival? We have our own Carnival in Guyana. It's Mashramani. It's our Freedom Day. And just like they don't wear, we also sometimes don't. We cannot thrive here in India. So that was a little bit about my country. I'll just close off by saying, we in the Caribbean, we are indeed a melting pot of cultures. In our language, our language comes from our respective motherlands, and in every other aspect of our country, our culture, it is influenced. India is my ancestral home. I carry it close to my heart, even more now that I've spent 2 years here. I have lived and experienced what India is and the diversity of it for myself. But culturally, I have evolved and taken influence by the 6 peoples of my Guyana. In the end, we are one, no matter where we go. So please respect others' culture, learn from it, and hopefully tomorrow you will see some dancing from these other guys, right? Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And with this, we close this session. Thank you all, everyone. We will meet tomorrow.